Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A good Wednesday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, a clear choice for Edmonton sports. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola, Jasmine Sidhu with you here right now on the Hangout, and coming very shortly, it will be Sean Bell who will join us here in studio. He has something he wants to talk about that we were texting very briefly about yesterday.
I like it.
So we're going to be talking some
have no idea what.
NBA a little bit later.
Yay!
A little bit of NBA. He's got something he wants to say
Okay.
or talk about, and we will discuss. That's when Sean Bell does join us. The EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada's storage experts. More than 2 decades helping Canadians through life's transitions. Right now on until the end of this week. That's January 31st. I guess the end of this month. It would be on 5x5 units. 75% off 12-week Sentinel.ca. We're live. I don't know if I mentioned it on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, on YouTube. Wherever you get our podcasts, also please subscribe to those podcasts.
To the podcast.
Not just Edmonton, the EST Hangout, but any of our podcasts. We all have our own channels on the podcast feed, but go subscribe to all of them.
I just want to thank Jasmine for taking time between vacations to come and hang out with us.
Thank you, Tommy.
Yes, because you're off to your next trip.
Oh, that's why you're
immediately.
mentioning it?
Where are you going? Again.
I'm going to Vancouver tomorrow after
Of
work.
course. Are the Canucks home?
No, I don't know.
Can
Are
I
you
tell
sure?
you something?
What?
We had Lanny McDonald on Hello Hockey on Saturday, and he said that nothing brings Alberta together like hating the Canucks. So
See?
just
Just doing my job.
liking the Canucks
No.
or unifying Alberta
Unifying Alberta by giving you guys updates.
on the Canucks.
On the Canucks.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Jim
Oh.
Rutherford gives us enough of an update on the
Hey, now.
Canucks.
How was Phoenix?
Okay. Phoenix, technically Scottsdale. 'cause
Okay, relax.
It's all the same.
I had to explain this to you because that was your first time?
No, it was my third time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scottsdale is basically St. Albert of
But it's
Phoenix.
Metro Phoenix.
It is Phoenix.
So everyone says Phoenix, they mean the entire Phoenix area.
Yeah.
Glendale, Mesa.
Peoria.
That's all
Tolleson,
Phoenix.
Tempe.
You don't have to be so stuck up there. I'm like,
Chandler.
I didn't go to Phoenix, I went to Scottsdale.
I did not go to Edmonton. I went to Fort Saskatchewan.
How dare you think
Oh
I
my
went
God.
to the lesser part of Phoenix? I went to the nice, classy part with all the parties. How dare you think otherwise?
Thank you, Matthew.
Yes, I guess I became a Scottsdale snob quickly there.
They're called Snotsdale snobs.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Isn't that
It's
good?
very juvenile, but it was also really good.
It's a common theme and term there.
It was a great trip. The one thing I didn't realize, because I haven't been there about 8 years, lots of development. My gosh.
Yeah. Did you take the 303?
I don't know. But I took a Waymo.
It's their third ring road or
Is
second
that
ring
the
road.
driverless car or driverless car?
It was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
We were so excited that we wanted to just keep ordering it. And our resort had a shuttle that was free within like 2 miles. But we were like secretly hoping that wherever we wanted to go was further so we could just have an excuse to order the Waymo.
Okay, tell us about the Waymo.
Okay, so the Waymo they're all white Jaguars. So you always have a luxury vehicle, right?
Bougie.
Yeah. You don't have to small talk the
Holy.
driver because there isn't one. And you don't have to tip. I know some people might be like, well, you should be blah, blah, blah. People need
No.
jobs. This is true, but this was a great experience. And it would come right away, wouldn't have to wait that long. It was beautiful.
It's kind of neat.
Nothing.
I thought
I think it's neat.
it was great. You can't you're not allowed to sit on the driver's seat. It was really safe. Like I felt really safe. A lot of nasties messaged me saying no way in hell, but I loved it. The Waymo was like the best part of Scottsdale. The entertainment district, very similar to Nashville. You
Yes.
guys are into that Nashville, going in and out of bars. Yeah, that's your forte. Clearly, I wanted to get bottle service, but there's no
Yo.
point. There was no point out there.
I got thrown out of
Pricey?
Whiskey Row 2 summers ago.
Whiskey Row, eh?
Yeah.
Why? What did you do? Doesn't
Well,
everybody get thrown out of Whiskey Row?
Yeah, most people get thrown out of Whiskey Row. The drinks flow quite a bit there. what happened? There was a wedding party, Scottsdale type, and I think one of my buddies got in with one of the girls, and they were making out on the dance floor. And then they're like, "What are you doing? She's got a boyfriend."
Oh my goodness.
And then I just said, "Well, I'm like, she's a grown ass woman." And then they were getting snooty with me. I may have made fun of them to the point where it hurt their feelings. And then the bouncers were like, "Well, you've been here for like 6 hours. You need to go." And I'm like, "I do." And like one eye was only functioning at that point.
One of those.
You're right. And then I said something on the way out, and they like jokingly, but at the same time, pushed my one shoulder, like, "Get out of here." I'm like, "Okay, fine." I sounded like that soundboard that the boys use on the morning show. That was my voice by that point.
Pricey?
Well, is that why you bottle service, you said?
No,
It depends on certain spots. I can imagine it's quite pricey in
But
some of
that's
the
the thing.
bigger
So
spots.
the culture there, like that's not the culture. The culture is you just show your ID, you walk in, you do a lap or whatever it is, and you go to the next place.
There are some bars, though, that are meant for the bottle service there, but
There
they're
were
really
some-
pricey.
Some like golf
That's what I
guys
thought.
out there got it. Like they had like some of their stags. It is slow season.
Mm-hmm.
But our dollar was so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean that was the only problem. But yeah, I mean
Okay.
it was fun. I want to go back, and I told the guys I'm depressed.
Yeah, you went on this trip to get undepressed because of Blue Monday is the most depressing day of the year, and instead you've
Oh
come
my
back
gosh.
depressed.
That's right. That's
That's
exactly
why
what I
he went
booked
on
it.
this trip.
Yeah.
So now he worked the opposite.
Yeah.
He just came back depressed. CJ in Chicago now. That's what it says in the
Hey,
nasty chat.
CJ.
Scottsdale is not Phoenix. Nobody goes to Phoenix for fun. People go to Scottsdale for fun.
There you
get it's okay.
CJ.
Phoenix, there's Phoenix proper, which is the actual city of Phoenix.
Yes.
But when you say Phoenix, you mean the entire thing. When you're, hey, where I'm going to Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's the WM Phoenix Open. The course is TPC Scottsdale. It's played in Scottsdale, but it's called the Phoenix Open.
Yeah.
Because people think of Phoenix as the entire metro. Yes, there's Phoenix proper, which
Which is
isn't the place you want to
A
go.
bit
in.
rough.
There's Glendale, there's all of that. But when people, like especially in Canada, are going to sit there and say, "I'm going to Phoenix," they don't care where in Phoenix.
They
It's all
obviously assume it's a
considered
suburb.
Phoenix.
Yes.
But Jasmine was so offended
Yeah.
by the idea that she did. How dare us think she didn't stay in Scottsdale?
Yeah.
And that she would stay in Phoenix.
That's like, it's like, "Hey, how was Edmonton?" You say to some random, and they go, "Excuse me, I did not go to Edmonton. I went to Sherwood Park."
I was in Terwilliger.
Yeah. Like, that's the correlation.
How dare you? Sorry, fam, but that's
no.
offensive.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize I was doing that. Okay.
Pretty much. And CJ's not helping.
Yeah, see, she gets it.
But
That's why.
she's all over the place too. But she's
CJ's a traveler.
That's yeah, it makes sense when you're going, like you're booking, you got to look in Scottsdale or something. But when you say I went to Phoenix, it's just in
Everyone
general you went
assumes.
Metro Phoenix.
Yeah.
Everybody wears golf clothes there. Everybody.
It's very comfortable.
Yeah, okay. And
CJ admits she's a snob.
okay.
Sure, I'm still telling people I'm going to Scottsdale when I go to the WM. I'm a fellow snob with my girl Jasmine. You're going to the golf this year? She really is the woman of mystery.
CJ in LA is a world traveler. I'm
CJ in
very
Chicago.
Yeah, mad respect.
envious of her lifestyle. She gets to go to all
And she
these
goes
places.
to all the games.
What line of work are you in?
Yeah, you really need to let us know.
Are you in? Are you like
an influencer?
CIA?
Yeah, okay.
Get us hired. We'll be spies.
I went to the Footprint Center, saw the Suns play the Wizards. It was sold out against the Wizards. The Wizards have only won 6 games since the season, and it was still sold out.
That's in Phoenix, by the way.
Okay, yeah, it
That
was.
downtown Phoenix.
Yeah, so you
So
did go
you
to
slum
Phoenix.
digged by
It
getting
was.
to Phoenix.
It wasn't that nice though. The Footprint Center
Really?
was sick,
They
but
just
like
put-
everything around it wasn't that great.
with the baseball stadium.
I didn't even notice that. to
They
be
were
honest.
telling me
actually, I
It's
did.
like half a block.
it's
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
right beside it.
Yeah, it's
Like, well, there's like a parking lot, and that's right there.
And there's like a little like
Like,
bar and
no.
strip district thing. Yeah, they've been trying to kick up downtown Phoenix, and it's been hit or miss.
yeah, not a lot of.
Bellezy!
How's that?
Bellezy, sup? What?
Um,
What? I didn't do anything.
He knows. He
Okay.
knows.
I've been listening.
Okay.
I've been listening.
Before
really?
Bellezy gets going here, I will say, so were the Suns
What
game,
happened?
were people like all dolled up? Was it like,
Not really.
really? Because last
I've
time I was there, like it was like, it looked like people were going to the club type
There
thing.
were
Like
couple-
people were fully, like,
Yeah,
it was a night out.
But majority of them were actually all wearing Suns gear. Like, you know how we wear Oilers jerseys out here? Unlike, in Vancouver? They all had their Suns gear. And I looked for the $2 hot dog, but I got lazy because I had to walk around like somewhere.
So you got bottle service instead?
Right? $2 pops. It's true.
She walked literally just to her seat.
I
I
don't
didn't
wanna
see
go.
it. Oh well. Bottle service.
No, I ended up getting $12 sliders.
Garcon.
Oh my goodness.
Like, who is this girl from St. Albert?
I
Clearly
live on the
not
south
from
side, by the
Edmonton.
way.
Good morning, Bellezy.
Hello,
Good
Bellezy.
morning.
How are you?
Yeah.
I'm great.
Yeah?
I was listening to the show on the way in, having a good laugh, and I laced up my boots because I was ready to go to war.
What happened?
What are we going to war for?
I love it. I have no idea, and
Just
I'm
basically
excited.
chirping Jasmine.
Oh, yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Okay. I am cranky today because I'm back home and I'm not on vacation.
You're here for like
And she's
17
hungover.
hours, and then you're going to
And
your
you're-
home, which
yeah,
is
and then you're
Vancouver.
leaving. What do you mean you're
Yeah,
leaving?
you've
Oh,
got
I'm gonna go
Canucks
see
gear on underneath.
Shane Gillis. Shane Gillis is in Vancouver, and I think he's hilarious. I really wanted to go watch him.
What a life.
You know?
What a life. I'm just going to go gallivanting wherever I damn well please. Then I'm going to show up. Oh, it snowed. I'm out.
Parents always
Nice.
get mad at me. Why are parents always getting mad at me?
Because you're
Don't parents get
creating
mad at you guys?
elevated expectations for their children.
No.
Oh, I'm going to gallivant.
Because they have their wonderful kids at home. That's why. Well, I get to go to Scottsdale and Vancouver
parents
with
get
them.
mad at
Phoenix,
Yeah,
but
who
whatever.
gets
What
mad at
parents
you?
get mad at you? Like your
Oh,
parents?
my own friends get like mad at me. The ones that have kids.
Well, yeah, that one's jealous.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, I
off
know.
doing things
I'm
and
They
they
did it
can't
to
do all of that.
1,000% jealous
Yeah.
right now. So, yeah, I'm going to chirp.
Okay, that's nice of you.
I'm going to get this in there really quickly from Neil. Says, I'm going to Phoenix to go watch spring training. There's not an actual ballpark for spring training in Phoenix proper, but I still say I'm going to Phoenix to go watch spring training. Cheers, Neil. Neil, thank you.
Nice work.
Yeah. I'm not going to Scottsdale. I'm not going to Goodyear. I'm not going to Peoria. I'm not going to Tempe. I'm not going
Peoria,
to Mesa. Well, that's where we at our place.
See, he's still flexing.
No, I would say I'm going to Phoenix.
Yeah, he'd always say I'm off to Phoenix.
And then
or my
people would
parents
be
are in
like,
Phoenix.
where? And I'd say Peoria. And they'd be like, oh, up north. Yes.
Well, you know,
That's what people do.
And I'd be like,
Scots-
no, I'm in Peoria.
It's all like I'm going to like people are
Do
going
you
to
snap at people too when you do it? Like Scottsdale.
did.
no,
like,
I
I was in
didn't.
Scottsdale.
Maybe I did it them today by accident.
You're very deliberate, especially towards Matthew and I.
Yes, 100%.
Well,
And you're talking to like
Okay, I'll
he
snap
has
out of
a family home there. I've been to Phoenix a few times. I would love to
I
move
love
to
it.
Phoenix.
Yes.
So I can't I know a lot about that, a little bit about that city, and it's just like coming at us. I wasn't in Phoenix.
Scottsdale.
Scottsdale.
Fun fact: Scottsdale is huge. It's actually massive.
There's
and
North Scottsdale, too.
what's that?
There's also North Scottsdale.
Yeah,
now.
and I think that's where the Waste Management Open is. So they have it all set up already. It looks huge.
Yeah.
And across the street, they built the brand new DraftKings. So I went to go check it out. So I thought it'd be like lit. It was all locals that went there after golf.
Who else would be there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, because
Why wouldn't
everybody's back at the.
Why wouldn't locals be there?
You know, because I don't know, I've been in a tourist area the whole time, so I went to check it out. And nobody wants to go 30 minutes to that side of the city, I guess.
Everything is a huge, long ass drive in that city.
It
It's
is
6 million
no
people.
traffic. Thethe's no traffic.
I'm
Oh
just
my.
confused.
So
why you
this
think
morning I
that
was
Oh my.
triggered when we had the goddamn
I'm
snow and
triggered.
people can't
So
drive. and
okay, first also like
How
the
dare you
places
talk
to
about
go
my
are
city
only
like
the
that.
places where the locals are. You don't want to go where all the tourists are. You want to go where the locals are because that's going to be the best value.
Yes.
I'm still also just curious why you think like
this
who
is
else would
great.
be at this event? Like the golf tournament hasn't happened yet, so why would there be non-locals there?
I know, but I just thought, it's like a brand new place and a lot of like these American I guess sports people like Dan Lebitard guys will fly there and do like stuff out there, like promos and whatnot. But it was pretty chills. But their sports book was wild. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you. It was a sausage fest.
What did you expect?
No, thank you. You
What a
went to a
surprise.
DraftKings sports bar with a sports book across the street from a golf course. The TP
world-renowned golf course.
What is it?
Waste
TPC Scottsdale.
TPC
Okay,
Scottsdale.
yeah.
Thank you. And yeah, it's a lot of guys.
So many
What?
dudes and
Too many.
locals that
I
were
know.
golfing.
was-
Really? What a surprise.
Everybody in
How
golf.
shocking.
You can't even make this up right now.
I know.
Like,
It's facts.
Jasmine, you're making it so easy.
I don't know what's happening. Really, I'm like, I'm not going to talk
This is
about
great.
it.
Welcome back.
I'm in Scottsdale, and there's just so many people from Scottsdale at this bar. What's happening here?
These damn locals, get the hell out of my area.
What are you doing? This is
I'm a tourist. Get out of my area.
I go to this Oilers game here in Edmonton at Rogers Place, and there's so many people that live in Edmonton that are at this game.
Oh my God.
Like, I can't believe it.
How dare they?
That's how I felt like at the Suns game. I'm like, wow, these are all real fans. That's awesome.
It's like real people, real stadium, real team, real fans.
Oh my God.
It's wild.
I'm over here trying to tell you guys that I saw Durant in person. That was wild. And now we're talking about
Was he in person? Are we sure? Like,
Yeah,
it
it
was
was.
He
Him and
was
Booker.
real.
Yeah,
a real player.
it was cool. He was playing against the Wizards, all right. They barely won. The Suns.
Are you a Durant fan?
No, actually, I'm not a Durant fan, but it's cool to see a legend.
He looks weird in person.
He does, Slender Man.
It's just
Yeah. Yeah.
those basketball players when you see some of them. Like, I would love to go see Wemby in person,
Yeah.
It'd be weird.
but it just to see him
Yeah.
and like how ridiculous long his arms are and all
Yeah.
of that, how tall he is, but slender too.
Yep.
Yeah.
They feel like
Yeah.
they could break very easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I didn't realize Booker was that tall either. But
Well,
Most
What
NBA
is he,
players are
6'4"?
pretty tall.
6'6".
He's
Well,
6'6"?
Yeah.
that's the crazy thing is like you see that small NBA player and then you realize actually how tall they really
Yeah.
are. But it's just what they're compared to. Like, how tall is Steph?
I think he's
Steph
like
is
6'3",
6'2".
4".
He's, yeah.
Steph is listed at 6'2". Like, but he's short.
Yeah,
For
that's
an
short
Yeah,
in
NBA
the
he's a
NBA.
tiny, tiny
He's
NBA
Yeah.
player.
tiny.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like, oh, you're 6'2" still.
Yeah.
So that was my trip. How are you guys?
I want to hear more about the trip.
Yeah. I
No.
think we should spend the entire time talking about your trip because I'm very invested right now.
No, you're not.
I did not.
We want to see what else you're going to say.
Yeah.
At least that's
I'm
where I am.
actually very invested.
Oh yeah, did me just babble about my vacation?
Did you do the day club?
No, we had no time.
Did you do Top
Why
Golf?
didn't you
You
book an
talk-
extra
We
day?
did do Top Golf.
What'd you think?
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Sausage Fest?
No, there were families and couples.
Oh,
What time did you
Yeah,
go?
it wasn't.
That's
Everywhere
good.
else was a sausage fest though.
Yeah.
Like that was a little weird.
Did you go? What's it? Not Fashion Show Mall. But
Wanted
there's that
to,
mall. Yeah.
but our dollar is so bad, and I would
It's
have been
awful.
so tempted
Yeah.
to shop.
Yeah.
So my friend kept me away.
Smart.
That's smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, shout out Karen and San. That was a good trip. I miss it. So we got off the plane, and we did not want to go home. So we went to Joey's for drinks right after. Because we were like, no, we don't want this vacation to end.
Were there locals there, or was it just tourists?
Oh,
Yeah.
it was definitely
Sausage Fest or
No.
or a mix.
a good mix. I mean, maybe that's what I missed. Okay, I really stopped talking. So happy Lunar Year. It is Chinese New Year today. To all that celebrate. That's why I'm wearing red.
Year of the Rat?
Year of the Snake.
Is it the snake that we come out of the year of the rat?
The year of the Durant.
Yo, yes. I like that.
Shots fired.
All right.
You
And-
apparently had some NBA stuff,
and
Tommy
the
said.
LeBron.
Or Maddie said. Oh, yeah.
The
Well,
year
we'll
of the
get to it.
LeBron.
Why is LeBron a snake?
He's a bit of a snake.
How's he a snake?
I just couldn't care for him. He's the second best player ever.
That most people won't dispute you on that one.
Good. Except for one in this building.
For sure, one in this building.
Yeah. Let's
But that-
stir him up too.
You're not coming with any real facts.
Okay, like we're not even going to get into this
I'm just
because I
saying
want
if-
to talk about Embiid today.
If you get into some facts, then he'll come running in here. If you don't come in facts, he's just going to dismiss you.
Okay, that's fair. I'll wait till after the show and then I'll start spitting.
That's the time to do it because
I
then
like
he,
this.
Because then he wants to do the lock shot, but
Yeah.
then he gets frustrated.
Yeah,
And
then
he's
he's
like,
all flustered.
"Oh, Thursday,"
He's
then he'll
flustered.
start throwing
He's
things, but he
flustered.
can't do it, and he
100%.
goes all over the
Yeah,
place.
and then you win, and then you walk out.
You want to get into Embiid?
Yeah, I would love to get into.
You could
Embiid.
throw up that. We got a little
Yeah.
graphic. We don't have the full tweaks. I think it's been deleted.
This is awesome. We're doing graphics.
We're going to start trying to do graphics
Yeah,
on
we
the
got
show with
Brendan
Brendan
here.
here.
I'm
When
so
Brendan's here, we're going to try to.
excited.
So the
Yeah.
people that are watching on YouTube, they could see it. For the audio stream, we still got to explain it. The post has been deleted. The tweet,
Has it really?
it's been deleted.
Oh my gosh, what happened?
But it had, so Brendan got it quickly here. It was Joel Embiid. He has missed,
400.
it was like 46% of his
So he's
career
missed
games.
47% of his
Oh.
NBA career games.
Yes.
So he's played 447 games, and he has missed 400 games.
That's a committed player right there.
Very committed.
Yeah.
And obviously, I know there's been a few injuries from time to time, but when you sit back and you know the NBA they sit there and they say, okay, why are we now losing revenue? Why are we losing viewers? This is one of your star players, and he doesn't even want to play. Like, to me, this is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Entitled.
And I know that people are complaining about Kawhi when he did it with the Raptors. It was load management, and that was kind of the start of it. But like this Embiid thing, man, like you can't even make this stuff up because it is blank.
He's always kind of been on the softer end of NBA players. He's been ripped for that quite a bit.
Man,
And there's a reason Jimmy Butler left. He was tired of Embiid.
that guy is like 2-ply Charmin.
Just 2, not like a 10-ply.
Like,
But then he complains on top of that.
That's the
That
thing. He hasn't
seems a big
right
deal.
up earned his
Right up his
complaining
alley.
and his whining that he's had in his career.
Exactly.
When you miss that many games and then you come out and you don't even actually get it done in the playoffs, you haven't earned your whining.
and like even just some of the, you know, he's kind of a dirty player too. Like, and what he
Yes.
does to other players, and he hurts them. He goes out his way to hurt them. And then you at the same time miss 400 games
It's a lot.
because you don't want to play most of them.
And I
And he
think
makes 51
And once again,
million.
he
Someone
has been
texted him.
hurt.
oh,
He has been hurt. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt with some of it. But this past season, there's been a lot of, I don't want to play.
but I think he's one of the reasons that they started investigating players, right, for load management.
Yeah.
But I think he's the big one there, and I'm pretty sure he had to play one of the games, and he didn't want to.
Yeah.
Could have been more than one, but I remember that he
So,
was
like,
complaining about that.
At what point are you the 76ers and say, okay, I'm done.
Right.
We're out.
Well, they just recently give him that big contract, or when did he get that big contract
So
with them?
this text comes in and says he's making 51.42 mil per year. Next year he will make 53 mil. Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
That is,
Yep.
it's, you can't even describe this.
Imagine getting your salary and not going to work 50% of the time.
It's my dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It
everybody's.
is,
I've wanted-
it's an absolute
I've wanted the Rick
dream.
I've wanted the Rick DiPietro.
Yeah.
I said, I want that big contract. Then I'm mailing it
Yeah.
in and pay me to go away, please.
Yeah.
So
But
2000
53 million at 54 million is outrageous.
It
and
is.
you don't even play.
and you whine and you complain and you
Yeah.
talk
You need
too
even
much.
one Jack SHIT to, yeah.
Because it's like one of those, like when it comes to Embiid, like at least with Kawhi, he didn't talk.
Mm-hmm.
And he was
So
legitimately
you weren't
hurt.
annoyed by
Exactly.
him. He's locked up until 29-23 or 29-30. So they've got 3 more years. His cap hit next year. There might be a player option in 2028. Next year, it's just shy of 60 million. Year after 27-28, it's just shy of 65 million. 28-29, it's $69 million. That's his cap hit.
Okay, so then
So he's not opting out of that 69 mil.
no chance. So at the end of his
So you got to
career,
trade him.
What will he be known for?
Exactly what we're talking about. A no-show.
And like, how do you think your team feels about you?
Oh, they hate him.
Exactly.
There's no
that
way
has
that
to
you
be
like this guy.
toxic as well, right? Like you're letting them down.
If he does, okay, so I'm going to assume he doesn't go win an NBA title. It'll be wasted potential whiner
Okay,
who
so
couldn't get it done.
let's spin that
Because he
a little
should
bit.
be an NBA. He
So
should go.
what
win.
happens if he gets traded and he wins the title? Career's done. He plays 15 years. He's still somewhat on his trajectory, but he wins a title. And in that title run, he's the most dominant player. What does he walk away with?
We'll forget about this part
Really?
for the most part. I think we'll think of him as a little bit of a whiner, but he's an NBA champion at that point, and he went and got it done.
So then does that...
Especially if he leads that team, if he's the dominating force of that team,
Yeah.
if he's the reason that all of a sudden the Atlanta Hawks are an NBA champs because they take him on and he leads them to that, he'll be remembered for that. We'll forget a little bit about the 47% of the games missed because we'll remember him as he got it done. This great talent went and did what superstars need to do, which is go win that title.
I'll push back on that. if he goes and has a great playoff, wins a championship, MVP, whatever, because he's healthy and dialed in, if he reverts back to this, where he's missing half the games, I think the knock on him will always be there, and they'll be like, remember that one time? What could have been? He could have been a multi-year champion.
But would that not still happen even if he had one run of like great? So he has one run of great, and then it just, he rides off in the sunset. I think for a bit, you remember like, okay, you were dominant, but then wouldn't people just revert back to like, well, he still missed 47% of his games, and what could have been if he would have been healthy, or if he decided he wanted to play?
We're gonna forget about the second part of that. It'll be he was hurt. We'll focus more on the injuries. We'll focus more on what if Embiid was healthy, what could have been. That's what the added thing to it, because he then ultimately won it. That will be like, look, if careers kind of end somewhat where they are now, like Giannis only has one title. We're not gonna, like we're not gonna be like, so the guy should have gotten more or something like that. Like, so I think we'll look at Embiid and go, there's a superstar who got it done.
If you look at Giannis, I don't think you've ever questioned his level of commitment, his level of play, right? Like,
but he still only got one then.
Yep.
And that's where it's going to be like, if you go get the one, that's the goal as a superstar. Now, if you want more titles, that's now putting you in a conversation of where do you rank all time. He's not going to be ranked in that all-time category, Joel Embiid. But as a superstar, you have to go win a championship. And if he just gets one, to me, that will completely shift the narrative with this one. It's like right now, it's easy to just be like, we'll call him a whiner, we'll call him a baby, we'll call him that wasted, the 2-degree wasted talent. But if he ultimately still goes and is the leading factor of why a team goes wins the title, that's what we're going to remember. We like to look at the good of people as opposed to always the bad.
Yeah.
If he goes to a team and he's like the fourth option, like he goes and all of a sudden the Celtics add him on, but Tatum and Brown and them lead him to a title, will not think of him the same way. If he's the third or fourth option, it will be different. We'll go back to Weiner missed a lot of games, but if he is the dominating force through a playoffs, that's what's going to stand tall.
Interesting. I agree, but I don't really agree. Because I just find that he's been too hurt and there's too many question marks about his game. And so I still think that, okay, so you go dominate your one. To me, when you're done your career, you're still a question mark.
Sure. The one of the closest comparisons I think I could go make is when it came to the steroid era in baseball, we're mad at Barry Bonds. We're mad at Mark McGwire. We're mad at some of them. Some people are like for what they did.
Who was?
A lot of people at the time, and there still are, but we call them cheaters and stuff. And we focus on the fact that they were cheaters. But the ones that came out and admitted it, the ones that said, you want to know something, I did it, were forgiven a lot quicker and we forget about them. The Andy Pettits of the world are praised, and it's not as much associated with steroid PED guy. Pettit was suspended for PEDs, but he came out and he admitted that he did it. He made the mistake, all that. Somebody like Bonds, well, never tested positive, and he actually has a case to be like, I never did it. Show me with the proof that I did it. There's a lot of pure speculation that he did it, some informed speculation that he did it. But we rip him for that. We go, you were a steroid user. And that's the first thing we think of with Bonds. If Bonds had come out early and went, I did it, everyone was doing it. This is what baseball did. And I joined everyone in doing that.
Yeah.
We would have forgiven him, and we would
have
have focused strictly on the home run part of that.
Nobody talks about Rafael Palmeiro anymore.
I'm sorry, but can I just, say what I need to say? Was there a time in baseball that was more people were engaged when McGwire and Sosa and Bonds were ripping the leather off the ball? Because I don't know. I definitely have not been invested since that. So for me, go back on it, please, boys.
Yes, you are right. I'm with you on that one.
A couple of years ago, there was a good home run year and stuff and it felt nice knowing that for the most part, naive. I don't want to be fully naive here, but it wasn't the steroid era.
It was juiced baseballs, remember?
Yeah. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'm good with that part. But they never fully came out that it was fully juiced. But
Yeah.
That was probably the best era in baseball.
Yeah, but it's the health thing factor in this.
5-year run. crushing baseballs. Man, this is exciting.
It's entertaining.
How far are you going to hit this one today, Mark?
To the moon.
Yeah, that was great time.
I will remember the Barry Bonds home run chase. I think it was the single season chase. Might have also been the career. The Score would do live look-ins. They would have their shows. I missed the Score. And it'd be like, oh, Barry Bonds is coming up to the plate. And they'd cut away and you just see Barry Bonds is at bat. And 50% of the time he'd get walked because no one wanted to be the guy that gave up the home run to Barry Bonds. And then they'd cut back, go to the rest of their show, continue the show. Oh, Bonds is back up. And then go back to Barry Bonds. And it was just these live look-ins every single game with Barry Bonds as he got later on in his chase. And the Score was the best.
It was a great
Yeah,
It was awesome.
Score was awesome.
Thanks, Rogers.
So that's my point. But at that time, Barry was juiced up.
Right, but now it's when Barry Bonds comes up, the immediate thing we all go to steroids. Whereas had he he apologized and he admitted it, we would go back to, I think first and foremost, think of him as a home run guy. Then, oh yeah, he did roids, because there's a lot of baseball players that have admitted that we forget about that or push that aside, and we look at the good of them as a player. And that's where I think with Joel Embiid, if he goes and does what we all think he was capable of, which is go and win and lead a team to an NBA title, we will look at the good of his career and go, that is the predominant story of his career, the narrative. Then we'll look at injuries. And then there'll be a little bit of, and he also whined for that. Like, okay, Kobe Bryant had 2 careers, kind of.
Yeah.
But what's he most now known for? Black Mamba. He wasn't known for being the whiny little baby that he was with the Lakers in the first part, where he's got Shaq traded, and
But even when he was
whining to
still
Jerry
whiny,
Buss at a restaurant saying, I'm going to go sign with the Clippers. We don't remember that part of Kobe. We don't remember, a lot of us forget about, or I don't want to say forget about, we don't bring up always right away Colorado with Kobe.
Okay,
we look
but
at the
that
good of Kobe now.
When he was on the court, he was still an assassin. He still went hard. He didn't miss time. Like, we can sit here and look at Embiid and say, okay, sure, we're going to have the same comparisons in terms of a whiny side of things, but the difference between the two, one played, and when he got on the field, he was an assassin and he didn't care. The other guy, whether he's missed time because of injury or now it's like, well, I don't want to play. We look at that and you can't even put those two in the same stratosphere. So yes, Kobe may have been whiny, but he still backed it up when he went on the court.
Yes, but the predominant first thing that comes to people's mind is 24 Kobe, not 8 Kobe, still.
Fair.
And that's where Joel Embiid, if he goes wins the title, the first thing that will come to mind is champion, not baby.
Mm-hmm.
We will push that a little aside because we will go to the good part of that. Again, he was not Black Mamba. That was a nickname from 24 Kobe, not 8 Kobe. And that's what people always have. Mamba mentality.
What was Eight's nickname?
Whiny little baby. I don't know. I still loved Kobe. He was my favorite
It was
basketball
like
player.
Baby Jordan, wasn't it?
I don't know. I was a little too young, to know all the
Because
nicknames and
when
things
he
like that,
came
but
in, like there was instant
Kobe's.
comparisons to Jordan.
Kobe Bryant nickname pre-Mamba.
Probably wasn't Baby Jordan, but I just made that up.
Pre-Mamba.
But he was like Baby Jordan.
It's a good nickname.
Honestly, though.
Didn't really have one.
Yeah, I don't think so. I can't recall myself.
But that would maybe be the basketball reference that I have. Like, it's easy now to say Joel Embiid, will just remember him as the baby. But if he goes and gets to the pinnacle of the sport, that's going to be something we remember. First and foremost.
Yeah, fair. I'm still going to agree to disagree.
Well,
Just because I just think there's too many big men that have played recently that did so many good things for the sport. Be honest. You can say whatever you want about LeBron. AD. Like, even if you look at AD's career and the amount of games that he's missed versus
But what are you saying here?
Embiid's, like, this would be a perfect...
Are you saying comparing him to the greatest big men of this
No,
time?
what I'm saying is that if I look at the end of the day, even if he wins his title, I'm still going to look at him saying, waste of talent, complainer, blank. And because I'm going to now say, okay, you go instantly down the road to whatever team you want with a big man, Giannis, right out of the gates. Even if Giannis wins one, I'm going to say competitor because he never missed, he never complained, he never did anything. AD, which would be a perfect comparison because I think there's a similar skill set between the two and they're both injured quite a bit. But AD, when he plays, and he doesn't try to miss. He misses because he's a Band-Aid.
Right.
It's true.
Well, it was Charles Barkley. I always called him street clothes.
Yeah, but
okay,
when he
here's the thing,
plays, he
but-
goes hard. He does
okay,
not complain.
But go talk to a New Orleans fan, and they'll tell you that AD's a crybaby, and he's a little
Why? Because he
That's
wanted
what- yeah, 'cause
because
he
he
left.
wanted
forced to
because
trade.
he
He
wanted out.
forced
Yeah,
to
'cause
trade
he
out,
wanted
and he
out,
forced
yeah.
to trade to LA.
Well,
And
if your
that's
team
the,
sucks, your team sucks.
but go earn it. Go elevate your team. Like, because one thing you can make a knock on AD is LeBron's title.
Fair.
He was the number 2 to LeBron.
Yeah.
Whereas if Joel Embiid goes and wins a title, you could always, like, if you're going to start comparing, then it's like, well, Embiid at least was the guy. AD was second guy. Now, I don't want to disparage my boy that much here right now. He is my Laker, and he did win a title for us.
Yeah. But
yes,
you
us.
think more positively of
number did he
AD
wear?
despite him being injured all the time. I think he went down with a hangnail recently, did he not?
AD?
Yeah, he did. Like, I think yesterday.
It's always-
he got hurt yesterday.
It's
Anyway,
always-
it doesn't matter.
It's funny when you see him
I-
on, like,
I
when you're
want
watching,
AD
you're like, oh, he's
bubble
playing
wrapped.
today?
Well, actually,
Yeah.
AD last year, I don't think missed a game based or something. Like, there was a period of 2 years, he was always
Hallelujah.
healthy.
But so when I look at him, I'm like, okay, AD to me is, yes, he's missed just as much. Maybe not 40%, but he's missed a lot. And I still think positively of AD because when he plays, it's just flat out, I'm going to go play and I'm going to go try to dominate. Embiid, however, like, dude, please just go away.
Do
Like,
you
got no
think
time for you.
there are college players that know that they're on the trajectory to the NBA that look at Joel Embiid and go, you know what? I want to do what he's doing. Do you think that there are those guys out there that are thinking, that's how you do it? You milk it, you don't play, you're an all-star, I'm good enough. And they just have such a crappy attitude that they look at Joel Embiid and go, that's how you do it. That's how you make your money and not really mess up your body.
I'm going to
Because-
say no.
I feel like there probably are a few.
The reason I would say no is to become an NHLer, an NFLer, an NBA player, any of those, you have to be some of the most competitive people on the planet.
Mhm.
You don't get to that without being competitive.
And passionate,
And that is
Phil
sitting
Kessel
especially
there.
in the NBA. Yeah.
Feel the thrill.
Because it's
I
not
think
about
there's-
privilege in the
I
NBA,
think there's the outliers. There's always going to be an outliers, but I think for the most part, if you think you're great, which most of these guys do, or that they're going to have great careers, you want to go earn it. You're not looking at the money. You're looking at the legacy.
Does Embiid become an outlier though? Based on you are so big, you are so strong.
But how did this start for Embiid? Like when did this begin?
That's
And
a great question.
I would think, just thinking back, it started because of injuries. It started that he missed most of the games from injuries, and then it's transitioned into this. And I think when he looks like he's not going to miss playoff games. I think what the thing is, the regular season doesn't matter in the NBA for the most part. And he's saying, why am I playing a game in November, December against Memphis when all that matters to me is April, May, June?
That is a terrible
mentality.
It is a terrible mentality.
It is,
So
but that's the
does
load
this now-
management of the NBA,
does-
which is with Kawhi, it was who cares about the regular season fully. Now he has to play, he has to be ready, but we're going to pick and choose our moments because the thing that matters most to Kawhi Leonard and the Toronto Raptors was him being healthy through the playoffs so that they can go win an NBA title. That's what load management is.
Does that affect your legacy though? Because it should.
100%.
Is it
should.
gonna, okay, but is that going to affect Kawhi Leonard's legacy?
Should.
Do you think it will?
Yes. I think
He's a
after that
two-time NBA
playoff,
champ?
I think
Or
after
three?
that playoffs, he was so dominant that people were now putting him in the conversation for top 5
Kawhi?
in the modern NBA. So they were talking about LeBron, they were talking about Kawhi, they were talking about Steph, they were talking
Kawhi
about
was
Giannis.
top 3 in
Yeah,
that
so-
free agency.
Yeah.
Like in the NBA, there would have been the strong argument that he was the top 3 NBA player at
Perfect.
the moment in the world.
So then, since that point, with the amount of load management, with the amount of injuries, now where do you rank him? Because that completely affected him. Because when he plays, he's still that good, but now you don't even think about him in the top 25. You're like, oh yeah, Kawhi's still playing.
Although he still scares me when he's healthy.
I agree.
You know, so
But you still
if I
don't
saw the
think about
Clippers
it
in the
that way.
playoffs, I'd be like, oh my God, I don't want to see Kawhi. I don't want to go up against him. Even though I also know there's probably a 60% chance he's going to miss a couple games at some point.
90%. But
He'll get through at East. It depends on the series.
but you don't think about him as a top 5 anymore, or top 3. You think him.
No, but
you're
like-
like surprised a little bit that he's actually on the court.
But he's also gotten older too. And there have been other great players that have come up that have like. I wouldn't put LeBron James as a top 3 player in the NBA right now.
No, but you're still like, man,
He's
LeBron
probably
is
top 10, top 15.
But you're like, LeBron's a factor.
Yeah.
Every single night. Say whatever you want about LeBron. He's still a factor every single night. You forget that Kawhi Leonard is playing.
Is he playing right now?
Yeah, he had a nasty back crossover on somebody the other day.
Sweet.
Crossed up Dame behind the back. Dame went fishing. It was a nice play, reverse layup. It was nice. So then because that's what they I was looking at. I'm like, oh yeah, why? How about that? Wild.
It's another player that you see when you're like channel surfing, whatever. Oh, they're playing today. Like, that's good. Like,
Nice.
maybe I'll watch it now.
Yep.
But yeah, Embiid is like harming the 76ers to achieve. Because there's so much trade bait out right now. You see like De'Aaron Fox, he wants out of the Sacramento Kings, I believe. But he's picking and choosing where he wants to go. Rumor says he wants to go to the Spurs. And then you see Butler. Like, they're trying to get him to go to 76ers. He doesn't want to go there.
So the 76ers?
Yeah, there are players right now in the trade bait that do not want to go to the Philly.
Well, I don't know, because Butler came from 76ers.
Yeah.
And he left because of Embiid
Yeah.
and stuff. He didn't like that group,
Yeah.
and that's why he went to
Yeah.
Miami, and he then became the guy. I don't know why you tried to tell him to go back to Embiid.
Yeah,
There
I
was
don't-
like a bunch
I
of
don't
top
know the
teams,
full-
like
full
Rockets.
story
That's
Yeah.
why,
on
I'm
that
so
one.
surprised.
Yeah.
If
But he just got suspended again, right?
now at
Yeah.
third time.
Is it-
Because
it's
he
the third
missed
time?
he missed practices.
He
missed the
missed
flight.
the plane.
Was that this time or the second time?
The second time he missed the plane.
And then the third time he missed the practice, I think.
Yes.
So he's just going full like
He's
diva
just-
mode
Yes,
and
he
being like,
is.
"Okay,
And then
I'm
he was
outta here."
spotted
Yeah.
like the second time he missed the plane. He was spotted out and about like partying or something. Yeah, like he's really giving an FU to Miami. But then who wants him now? You know he's gonna bring that sort of like negativity, right? It's like,
You'll get a good Butler for 2 years.
yeah, that's
He'll
right.
refocus.
Yeah.
If he goes to the place he wants to go to, or one of
Yeah.
them, he'll refocus.
Yep.
And I think one of the things that hurts the NBA to a degree, as much as we love it, is actually the player movement. The amount of stars that are constantly moving and aren't sticking around with teams. Like Kevin Durant's on his 4th NBA team.
Yeah, which is crazy for a player
that
of his
player.
caliber.
Yep.
Yep.
Like that's like people criticize the Canadian Football League because it's like, well, you can't fall in love with this player because there's constant
Then you
movement.
wear
Right.
somewhere.
We have that in the NBA, and we've had that in the NBA
Just
for a
saying.
number of
Yeah.
years.
Baseball's like that too, actually.
So I think that hurt. But the NBA regular season, like especially the play-in tournaments, for the most part, how many teams get eliminated each year, like throughout the regular season?
Yeah.
So the season doesn't matter. That's I'm okay with Embiid kind of sitting a little bit. I also hate the 76ers, so when they're terrible, it makes it even nicer.
Yeah, that's the only thing I like about it too. Is like I just don't like the
I don't like them
76ers.
either.
10
So I don't
teams will
care.
miss the playoffs if you count the play-in tournament. Like, that's it. So we're going to eliminate 10 teams, and then 8 teams will play in the play-in to get into the main playoffs, and then we get the main playoffs. That's where, like, you have an 82-game schedule,
Yeah.
and we're eliminating 10 teams out of 30 through
Yeah.
82 games.
Yeah.
That's that hockey. Don't go there. Don't touch the play-in tournament or make it some other way. You don't add more teams.
Leave it at 16.
Yes. Yes. By the way, Lakers 5th on the West. Just saying.
Interesting.
They also lost to the 76ers
Yeah, got
yesterday.
destroyed.
Yeah,
Got destroyed.
Yeah, I don't know
What was
where
the
you-
final score for that one?
Sitting
Yeah,
out
exactly.
probably. Yeah.
It was-
Well, there you go.
While we're in the meeting, I
guys
was
are in
watching
trouble.
it, and 118-104. It was 25-25 after the first quarter.
Well, that's nice.
I think I had it on again. I was not engaged in it. I'm like, this is like
Oh,
shit kicking.
they gave up 48 points in the second quarter.
Yeah.
That is an absolute
48 points. Let me see who played in this game. Yeah, LeBron played. Davis only had 4 points. Embiid
Yeah,
did
that's
not.
because he went down and got hurt.
Embiid did not play. Maxey went off for 43 yesterday.
Yeah, he was the lead scorer, I think.
I think
Yeah.
he's becoming slowly
LeBron,
the
31.
the face of
Yes,
Philly,
exactly.
which they should fully transition to.
Mm-hmm.
Send
Hey, Lakers
Embiid
get the
to
Wizards
Detroit
tomorrow.
Pistons. That's just a perfect spot for him.
They've got a nice little season going. 8th right now in the East.
Oh, really?
The
They're
Pistons,
what? Sorry,
8th in the East.
Oh.
They're sitting in a play-in
they've been
tournament spot.
rebuilding for like 2 decades.
Yeah.
Well, and last
And now
year,
they're 8th place.
It's true.
Yay.
Is it true?
okay, well, there's a
It's
couple.
like a participation trophy.
But they had that long losing streak last year.
Yes, they
That
did.
ridiculous losing streak.
Yep.
And now you're sitting in the playoffs, well, play-in tournament spot. But they are 23-23 at 500. That's how bad the East is.
I know. Right now, people are talking about the Raptors sneaking in.
That's crazy.
So
yeah.
teams at 7th or worse or 500 or worse in the East. There's only 6 teams that have an above 500 record in the Eastern Conference. In the West, 11 teams are 500 or better. So 10 teams are better than 500. It's all the teams that are sitting outside the play-in tournament, the 5, that have 500 or lower. The East is just trash. OKC, 8 losses. That's it.
Yeah. Wow.
What's going to happen? They'll have a 9th loss, or the Wizards get to 9 wins. It's going to be the OKC losing 1 game. Wizards aren't winning 3 for a while.
Rockets are projected to go far too this year, which is so random, I find. But
They're sitting 2nd in the West.
yeah,
Memphis. So Memphis will blow it in the playoffs.
they will, and they're just
Denver.
such a fun team to watch.
So,
With Ja, Ja
Okay.
is just
right now,
He's
Denver,
a head
LA.
case, so
like
Ja's a head case.
like he's crazy.
Yeah. Like, what are you trying to be? Like, are you busy trying to be a player, or are you trying to be a gangster? Which one is it?
Oh yeah,
Like, get
that's
out of
just
here.
lack of maturity.
Ugh.
You know,
It
you're
kills me,
not a
'cause
Ja
he-
fan, eh? I'm rooting for the guy.
he's a great player.
He's
Yeah,
an
it's so much fun to
unbelievable player.
watch.
So focus on playing, because you're an unbelievable player when
Yeah.
you're focused on playing. Don't waste time going on TikTok, flashing a gun around because you want to be
Twice.
hard. Like,
Go do
are
it.
you
Do it.
kidding me right now?
He's been good this
He
year.
has been
that's
good.
great.
There's been no
That's
controversy.
great.
In
That's true.
It's been
Wow.
He's been bringing his daughter to games and
It's
trying
a-
new face.
there we
right?
go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's progress.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just
You can't just expect a guy not to wave his gun just like that.
sorry. Like, my mistake. My
Growth
mistake.
here, Bellezy.
Yeah.
Growth.
How
Yeah.
dare I say stupid things like this? Sorry, my bad, guys.
Portions of this hour of the EST Hangout, they're brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of EST, promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out, thehighproductmarketing.com. This has been a fun NBA chat.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
We're
Thank
not-
you for bringing it.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
When is the NBA trade deadline? Because that is
Hey,
always
Tommy,
a
you
fun
good?
day.
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, okay, Tommy, what's up, buddy?
What's up? You want to talk about NHL? The
Next,
East?
Yeah.
next
Sorry.
Thursday,
No, I'm
Feb
good.
6, 1 o'clock, NBA trade deadline.
February 6th, 1 o'clock?
Mhm.
Okay.
So we'll
That'd
see
be-
what happens.
Yeah, that'd be fun to watch,
My Lakers need a big man.
The Raps are coming back.
which is wild. Go OKC though. NHL, the East, they're all close. You know? I don't know if that'll help Tommy out a bit here.
Oh, sorry. I'm working on something.
Oh, sorry. Oilers were
What are you
still
working
one.
on?
We're still first.
Yeah, just what was it called? Informed speculation. All polish
There was informed speculation.
about
Yeah, did you
Rantanen.
Yeah,
that
that's
was all
clickbait.
PowerPoint. Yeah,
and I
yeah,
just
yeah.
like can't stand talking about this. But let's talk about it.
Rantanen?
Yeah, apparently coming
Mikko
to
Rantanen?
Yeah. It's just clickbait.
I mean, he's not coming here, so there's that.
Exactly.
I don't want to disparage Andy Strickland too much. But one thing you could say, like this week, he had Rantanen hadn't spoken to the Avs about contract. There had been no talks. And then like within, Pierre LeBrun came out and said there had been talks.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's one guy I'm going to listen to when it comes to hockey info, it's going to be Pierre LeBrun. So take Andy Strickland's thoughts with a grain of salt always.
I mean, like, okay, so could it work? Yeah, I'm sure it could work.
I think somebody sent it in during 2 guys.
But you'd have to
Interesting.
obviously move out Nuge. Probably have to move out Kane.
Well, Kane gone, Nugent Hyman.
Yep.
They'd have to waive.
you could make it work, but I mean, you still got to find an extra $4 million there. Draisaitl's contract is going to jump up. So I mean, like,
Oh, stupid kept friendly.
in theory, it sounds awesome. And I'm sure like Oiler fans are doing backflips right now, being like, oh man, there's another star player that wants to come to Edmonton. But then you get into that situation where you become ultra top heavy And one of the things that the Oilers have benefited from is having good depth. Whether that depth is scoring or not, they're still good players. So you just know, okay, well, I have to now sign more guys at entry-level contracts, more young guys have to come in to make the team. And does that make you as good? You saw that with Toronto for a long time. They were hurt because they had so much top heaviness with Tavares, with obviously Marner's contract, with Matthews' contract. They had to bring in a bunch of guys on the bottom end of their roster that weren't necessarily factors. So the cap's gone up a little bit. Now they have a little bit more wiggle room. So to me, it makes the Oilers more dangerous because now you've got like some serious talent all throughout your lineup. But if those two lines are off the ice, then what? The cupboards are empty for the Oilers.
So they got 11.6 million projected cap space for next year. 15 to 23 guys signed. So what would need to be signed would be a Skinner, a Perry, a Brown, Kapanen, a Philp, a Bouchard, a Klingberg, an Emberson.
Yep.
Okay. I think what happened on two guys yesterday, I think somebody did send something in, I believe. And one of the things was Bouchard at like 8 mil. So that leaves you 11.6.
Is he actually going to get 8 mil though? Because you're probably expecting him to ask for what, 10 to 11?
I would say he starts at 11.
And he comes down to...
But if you could get him at 8, that's how this would have to work. Or there's 8. So now you've got 3.6 mil. If you get rid of Evander Kane, you're at 8.7 mil. You get rid of Hyman or New, just another 5 mil. So that's 13 point something.
Okay, so
you then would have to get...
think about the players
you'd
that
have
you
to
just got rid of.
You'd have to get Rantanen at 13. And then you would have to try to do some sort of other little wiggle room because you're going to need Emberson re-signed and you're going to need one more defenseman. So I don't know who else needs to go.
You move
on from an Adam Henrique 3 mil.
That's my point. So you just get rid of 3 players that are all factors in your lineup.
Well, Kane's a nothing
right now
at this current moment.
So
that's that you could argue in that.
So then
look.
2.
Yeah.
But that's 2 players that add to the depth of your team.
But you're adding such a high-end talent in Rantanen.
Yep, you are. Become more dangerous.
Yeah.
Like I said, but on the bottom end.
Maybe this is a team that says screw defense. We're just gonna
team.
We're gonna get a bunch of Embersons. Yeah. We're just gonna cheap out on defense, but we're gonna have.
Isn't that kind of what they've done?
Well, that's why go add Rantanen to this too. Then, if you want to be like we're gonna be all offense, let's get nuts.
If I'm playing NHL 25, I love it because I'm only going to play 2 lines anyway. But when you actually play real hockey, you got to play 4. So there's that. And I don't want to get caved in on my other 2 lines. So because the problem with hockey is that stars will play, let's just argue, for argument's sake, 30 minutes, which is defensemen. Forwards play what? If you're a star, 25 minutes.
That's on the high end.
That's on the very high end.
Yeah.
So
20, 21, 22.
Go ahead.
We're forgetting one thing here.
Okay, sorry.
We're forgetting one thing here. Maybe Nuge has a little bit of an injury.
Oh my God! Maybe Talia Harding.
What I'm saying here is, all of a sudden, Mark Stone every year.
I know.
Mark Stone every year got a little bit of an injury. I am saying if you want to get this done, if you're the Edmonton Oilers, potentially one way to also go about this, where you don't have to get rid of some of those players. Hey, Nuge, you've had a great career. You've played a lot of games. We'll see you in April. What hurts? What hurts, Nuge? Nuge, sit down and tell me what hurts. Oh, your leg hurts.
So ridiculous.
Wink, wink. Yeah, I know.
The Golden Knights have done this. The Lightning have done this.
Wink.
The Oilers are doing this to a degree right now. Find that, or because I'm not going to say it's going to be Leon and Connor. Those would be that'd be the easy money. Or Darnell. Hey, it's bothering you, man. What's bothering you? Maybe it's 2 players, and that's how you get Rantanen done. You move on from Kane. You do a little bit of other things. You find whatever you need. You go to that one player. So then
essentially you're getting rid of 4 players. So you're going to get rid of, hypothetical, Darnell, you're hurt.
No, I'm saying, but that's for the money part of this.
No, that's my point, though, is that
so
Darnell,
it'll still be the same. It's still the same as before.
Who's replacing him?
But I'm saying it's the same. Or maybe it's not Darnell. Then it's the Nuge part. You're not trading Nuge now because he'll be there in April.
Addy, no.
So you trade
no.
away Evander Kane.
Just
You open
no.
up that money. You got the 11 mil. You have to sign Bouchard's contract. And then you just, instead of trading Nuge, you're going to Nuge and saying, hey, what hurts?
Can I ask you an honest question though? At what point or what world do you see Bouchard making less money than Nurse?
It's not happening.
So that would be your first problem.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what type of negotiator Jeff Jackson, Stan Bowman are. Maybe they can sit there and be like, look, your numbers aren't there. Sign 2 years, 8 mil. 2 years, 8 mil.
His argument is going to be, you traded a player away so I could be the guy on the power play. And since I became the top guy, the quarterback on the power play, we have taken this thing to historic levels.
Absolutely. And this year, where are they? And where he has 0 goals on the power
You
play.
could argue
So
that the whole
Evan-
power play. So like for him,
right, but-
you can spin it whatever way you want to.
But
9 mil, boom.
But the flip side, well, you can't do it anymore.
Yeah, the results are minimal.
That
This
you
year.
have 0 goals. The power play has dropped. Yes, that shows how important you are to this power play. But you want to know something? You're not worthy of our power play right now. This is you can't get it done at this moment. So what are you beyond the power play? What are you bringing to this team defensively?
What are the power play stats for the Oilers right now? Like in terms of who has most points on the power play?
Leon and Connor.
Well, I know.
Is
But
it
what-
Matthias Ekholm?
He
Did you
has,
say?
well, he has 3 power play goals.
Okay, so
It's
Matthias,
3 more than Ekholm.
So
And what's Matthias Ekholm making?
So Ekholm has got
6.
3 power play goals, okay, which I love the goals, by the way, because they're all just like, here's a seeing eye shot. But in all honesty, if you were to break down the Oilers power play and what it used to be versus now, you can make the case saying that everybody's having a down year. So that's where Bouchard's going to come in and say, okay, well, we've had historic power plays since I become the de facto quarterback. And I'm not saying, I'm using air quotations, but okay, so now you don't have the same points. Okay, yeah, but everybody else is down too. So that you can use that argument.
But then the Oilers could also try to flip and be like, okay, with Tyson Barrie, though, this still was a top power play.
It wasn't historic.
But was it not the best in the hockey?
Yes, but it wasn't historic.
Right. So you could
There's a difference between best in hockey and
but
historic.
I could also then, if I'm the Oilers, be like, that's because Connor had a historic season.
You could.
And it was Connor that did this. Are you saying you're more
But
important
I'm
to
the
this team than
I'm the quarterback of the power play.
than Bouchard? Like, and that's where it's like, I don't know how the Oilers want to negotiate this. I don't know how difficult they want to get with this, like with the arguments I'm making, because, well, I've never been in contract negotiation. I don't know how much you want to create an animosity in between
But
the
that's
friction.
exactly what
Legit.
happens,
But
right?
that's
Like,
but
that's
you,
the problem.
But you need that to get it to 8. If the Oilers are going to sign him to a lower 8.85, Jeff Jackson, Stan Bowman have to really sit there and be like, this isn't fully because of you. This is because of Connor. This is because of Leon. You're having a bad year. You're not getting back to this point, and this is the best you're going to get. Matthias Ekholm has 3 power play goals this year. You have none. He's making 6. We're going to give you 8.5.
And I wouldn't disagree with you in most circumstances when this conversation comes up. But if you're Bouchard, you have the ability to make that case.
Absolutely.
Because right now, Draisaitl has 9 power play goals. I think at the same time last year, Draisaitl was not at 9. He was easily in double digits. Connor's got 7. At the same time last year, he wasn't at 7. He was in double digits without question. Hyman's got 5. You know damn well he was at double digits. So everybody on the power play is down. And so for Bouchard, it's very easy to say, okay, everybody's down. So you can't blame that on me. Yeah, I've got 0 goals on the power play, but you cannot blame that on me.
Or
Because-
the other side is the only reason you're down is because these guys are down, and you're a benefactor of these 3. These 3 are great, and you're not doing well enough.
But in a negotiation, when it comes to an arbitration, does he have arb rights, by the way?
Oh, I'd have to look.
I don't know how to
Yeah,
look
right
that
there.
up. How do you look that up? Is it on Puckpedia?
So
But if you have arb rights and you go to arbitration, that's the argument you're going to use. with
But
Bouchard.
Arbs is 1 year.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if he has.
I don't think he'd want to go for 1 year Arb rights, would he?
No idea.
Like, if you're him, because otherwise, so RFA, what's this mean? Arbitration eligible. if you're Bouchard, would you not rather sign a 2-year, $8.5 million and have a little bit more of a show me bridge?
Nope.
Or would you rather do 1 year at $10 million?
No, I'd rather have 8 years at $9 million.
Right, but that's why you're not going to use the ARB.
Yeah, you're right about that.
That's why, but like the arbitration part. So like,
Yes.
if I'm him, I'd rather just lock in even like to a 2-year deal, get it done with the Oilers, maybe.
He's not like, but if he goes to contract, he's not going 2 years. It is a full 8 because that's where he's at. And that, and
But you have to like claim for ARB at a certain point, don't you? Like you can't just July 5th announce or whatever.
Yeah,
there's
you're right
there's
about
got to
that.
be a deadline to
Yeah.
that.
yeah,
there is
you're
a-
right about that. Yes.
So that's where it's like,
Was this not his bridge deal anyway?
This is his bridge deal
Yeah,
right
exactly.
now.
So when it's not doing another.
So there's no
bridge deal.
bridge deals happening. It's 8 or bust,
but that's just where I'm just going with the ARB. Like
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
don't see him
Yeah.
going to ARB then.
which is fair. Jasmine?
Oh, I was just thinking about Klingberg.
Which there is news on Klingberg.
Yeah.
I do have to say.
Sorry, guys.
No, that's all good. That's
Yeah.
all
I like how
good.
you were thinking of him
Yeah.
too. Not like so. What were you thinking about John
Right?
Klingberg?
Mhm.
Unless something changes in the next couple of days, expect John Klingberg to make his debut with the Oilers versus the Maple Leafs. This was according to Darren Dreger, who now has quote tweeted that saying, and that quote unquote something could see Klingberg in the mix tomorrow. So chance John Klingberg will be the Edmonton Oilers. They'll make his debut
That's
tomorrow.
exciting.
I know. I feel like it's been forever. Like, I feel like he's been with us long enough.
Like a
when
week
is
and
this
a
guy
half?
playing? What's that?
like a week and a half
Okay.
forever. I mean,
That was
you've
last
been
weekend, wasn't it?
She hasn't been here most of the time.
Yeah, last weekend. Yeah, you've been jet setting.
It's a week and a half.
So yeah, for you, it sounds like
Yeah,
forever. Yeah.
it does.
Yeah.
That's why I was interested.
I love
I'll
it.
just say one thing about Klingberg because just being around town, people coming up and talking to me about him. There's this perception like he's going to take over for Evan Bouchard. I think that's ill. I think that's incorrect. Like I don't understand.
Ill-advised?
Ill-advised. I think that's misinformed. They don't know what they have in him. They've got a guy who hasn't played in a year and a bit.
Yeah, and you're not gonna give him the keys to the Ferrari.
Exactly. So I was
Yeah.
thinking about that. I'm like, why do people keep thinking that he's gonna come in and take over for Bouchard? It's just to me, it's a far fetched concept. So that's my opinion. Good that they added some veteran presence, but I mean, this guy's going to take some time to get up and running.
I think the biggest thing for Mr. Bouchard is going to be the break. So I hope that he doesn't get the nod for the Four Nations.
Come
I
on,
hope-
there's nobody in their right mind who would bring him with the way he's playing onto
Man,
that team right now.
I
And
agree
to
with you.
replace Petrangelo.
Yeah,
what you're
exactly.
replacing.
I've
Yeah,
the
heard
player.
conversations with people go, well, if you want more offense, you bring in this guy.
They don't need
That's-
more
And I-
offense.
And I almost drove my truck into the ditch when I
Yeah.
heard that.
They've got Connor, they've got McKinnon, they've got McCarr, they've got Crosby. They have offense.
Exactly.
Like I literally almost took just a hard left. So I've heard it, but I
is
personally
silly.
hope that he doesn't. And when
Same.
he just decides to plug the battery in and let that thing charge for a week, and then when you're done charging, you come out and then you just stop all the nonsense.
Yep.
Because he has the ability to do it. And I think that's what's so frustrating for everybody is that we've seen your defensive prowess. Just give me like, you know what? I'm not even going to shoot for the stars. Give me a quarter of that.
I just need to quickly reset. This is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada's storage experts, more than 2 decades of helping Canadians through life's transitions. Find a convenient location nearest you. Check them out, sentinel.ca. We've got Bellezy, Jasmine, Matt, and Tommy with here. Brendan, the intern, behind the camera. Just hanging out, doing some stuff. Thanks to everyone for tuning in live, who's listening live on EdmontonSportsTalk.com, tune in iHeartRadio, watching on YouTube, or listening to us wherever you get your podcast. Make sure if you're also watching on the YouTube, give us that thumbs up. For today's episode. Reminder, we do have Lock Shop today, Oil Stream, EST Afternoons, The Reed Wilkins Show. We've got Crush Performance at 6 o'clock tonight. We got Oilers Live coming up at 9 o'clock. Those two on our audio stream. So that's all to come on your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, Edmonton Sports Talk. Here's a question I'm going to... Tommy brought this up yesterday. Do you think maybe the contract is impacting negotiations, or the fact that he's going to need a contract is impacting Bouchard?
Yeah, it could. Go ahead.
No, that's a good point. No, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I do think that sometimes it plays a factor because people handle pressure in different ways. And if there's a fear of the unknown, And sometimes that plays tricks on you. And it's hard because if you don't have a contract and there's speculation all the time about whether you should stay, whether you should get traded, like, let's be honest, they are humans and they probably look at it and they probably see it and they talk about it. And yeah, I could very easily see that playing tricks on him and affecting him.
Evan Bouchard's more the defenseman we saw the last half of the last couple seasons. That's him. That's why I had that theory. Is like something's weighing on him because he's capable of much, much better in his own zone offensively. He's a good player, but this year he hasn't been. And I think he'll bounce back. But that's why I thought maybe having this monster contract looming, this is going to be his big one, might be affecting him
He's
in a
costing
negative
himself
way.
money.
Yeah.
That is 100% facts. And maybe he knows that, and maybe that's partly why it's starting to spiral.
Yeah.
But that's why I go back to, okay, I hope you don't get the nod. I hope you just have a time to just kind of get your mind away from hockey, recharge the battery, and then when you come back, then go from there. Because right now it's just like, it's compounding. And it's like every single game, you're like, what did Bouchard do?
Exactly.
Right? Like, when
He
was the
knows
last
it
time
too.
when was the last time you really saw him careless with the puck? You could always argue like, he didn't really have effort there or really didn't have effort there. But when has he ever been careless with the puck? And the last time I saw the Oilers play, he was careless with the puck. And that is not him.
Right.
That one's weird.
Can I get something into the Parish Rules inbox?
Yeah,
Bronco
please.
Nick
Yeah.
says Friedman says cap will be 95 to 97 million for next year. I have a roster here.
Oh boy.
Total 94.8 million.
Oh boy.
I'm going to break it down to you.
Yep.
Ratnan is at 13.
Okay.
Bouch at 9.25.
Ooh.
Trade Kane, Arvidsson, and Henrique. Resign Brown at 1, Perry at 1, Klingberg at 1.5. Bring in Bukestad at 1.75 to be third center. You got 12 forwards, 7 Ds, 2 goalie. So basically, he's got McDavid with Leon and Hyman, Rantanen with Podkolzin and Nuge, Bukestad with Yamark and Brown. Brings up Matt Savoy with Philp and Perry. Ekholm, Bouchard, Nurse, Klingberg, Kulak, Amberson, Stetcher, Skinner, Pickard for next year.
It's good.
He's coming in.
Just shh. The one thing I was told about Rantanen today is like maybe there was a conversation, but it's very similar to the stupidity and the fallout of the Carlson conversation that was had 2 years ago. This is very similar. It's just the same. Yeah. So
As Carlson?
remember 2 years ago, people were like, oh, Carlson to the Oilers.
Oh, okay.
He talked to Leon and Connor at the All-Star game. There was a brief conversation, and that was the end of it. And there's a belief out there that there was a brief conversation with Rantanen, and that was the end of it, or his camp.
Well, based off what I just heard, he's coming for sure.
Stop
What
it.
do you think of that? That's not a bad team.
Hot damn, here we go. I don't know why you'd sign Perry again.
Because you need
He's
some sort of
He's
depth.
40.
But is he not producing?
I love Perry. The worm is fantastic, but he's going to be 40. You need to get younger.
Well, you got Savoy and Philp on that fourth line. Do you not a little bit?
Two young guys?
You're not
You
a
gotta
little
get
bit of a
way
veteran
more,
there?
You got to get more depth.
Well, if you bring in Randon, you're not getting the more depth. Plus, Perry only has to play, 5 minutes a night at that point? I'm using those top two lines quite a bit.
All of them just at 25 minutes?
And then again, it's okay. Again, to add to this, Nuge, what hurts you?
Here comes the crowbar. Here comes Maddie with the crowbar.
I'm throwing ideas out there to the crazy.
Nuge is part of this.
man.
Nuge is part of the conversation. That's why you ask, what's hurting you? When he goes, you want to know some of that elbow is kind of bothering me. And then in November, it flares up naturally. And oh boy, physical time, he has a little bit of a thing.
You have to have him signed before. So that's...
Well, I'm saying you give a little extra cap space for the trade deadline and things. Like he goes down in November. You can make that trade if you need to.
Or you're going to trade for Rantanen.
No. I'm saying at the free agency. Like you've got Bronco Nick's got it done. You can get into this.
Yeah, okay.
And then during next year, if you want to make a move at the deadline or something, it's where
What was the bottom six again, please? Sorry.
Bukestad, Janmark, and Brown.
Okay.
Savoy with.
Bukestad's not coming here.
Why not?
Stop.
I'm sorry, but he's not.
He just
He had an opportunity
Stop
to come,
it.
and he literally went right back to Arizona.
But he's not in Arizona anymore.
Okay.
He's in Utah.
Okay.
Maybe he doesn't care for Utah.
Okay.
You don't know that.
Okay.
And now all of a sudden you're saying, hey, look, Bukestad, we're adding Rantanen into this team. Come join us. Come win that cup. You add a Stanley Cup champion, Rantanen, who knows how to get it, how it
Next.
gets done.
Let's move on.
And then on top of
What's
this,
the next? What's the
Nuge.
next line, please?
So then, Savoy with Philp and
Yeah, right.
Savoy with Philp and Perry. There's your youth needing to step up, fill it out. Again, at physical times, Nuge says, I got a little something. November, it's flared up. He
All right,
goes
I'm
out.
fully in. You've got me convinced. He's fully
LTIR.
in.
Boom.
Rantanen's coming, Tommy.
Yeah.
Be a believer, buddy.
Yeah.
Be a believer.
No, I'm gonna be negative Tommy and Debbie down everything. but
Don't
like,
you do that.
If you're the Edmonton Oilers, I'm more
Gotta
than
be a
welcome
believer.
to be hired to help you out with the dark arts of this.
This is
I'll have the
why,
conversation with Nuge. You let me do that, Oilers. I'll deal with that.
Maddie. Anytime you go near Rogers from now on, I'm gonna be watching you.
I'm not trying to hurt them. I don't want them hurt.
Oh
Like,
my
not gonna be-
God.
boy.
There's no crowbar
Yeah.
here. It's hey Nuge. Hey, it's good seeing you. I have an idea.
I have an idea.
Like chloroform.
Do you think?
Nuge.
Where did Nuge go?
I have an idea.
Wait, do you need to
Come here, buddy.
I'm gonna help
Come
you.
over here.
I have a great idea to help you help
An
this
alley?
team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Just come down here, buddy.
someone
Yo,
just followed up and they're like, yeah, no chance.
Nuge is not
of
in
Rantanen,
lead, by the
no
way.
chance.
Yeah,
Okay?
we all know that.
Yeah,
There's
because
no
they haven't
chance, but
heard
this
our
is
grand
great.
idea.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Wait till they send them the
So
hangout
stupid.
video from today, and then they're gonna sit there and be like, "Oh my god, that is brilliant."
I hate having to chase these stupid ideas and be like,
Tommy,
okay,
do
just
you
so-
do you want to get on this? So it's just your average Canadian goes, why does Bukestad hate Edmonton? Is it a hating Edmonton thing, or is it
No.
more of just a I want to play in the States thing?
I think knowing players, a lot of it is I want to play in the States.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, it's more fun and easier to play in the US.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
You're
It's
also
less
living
scrutiny.
well, you also were living in Phoenix at the time when he did make those signings.
Yeah.
And Jasmine just came back from Phoenix and is sad.
Scottsdale.
Pardon me,
Scottsdale.
she only went to
Scottsdale.
Scottsdale.
Apologies.
How dare you?
But she lives here all the time.
No, she
Well,
doesn't.
that's
She's in
true.
Vancouver.
She's all over. But
lives in
she's still
Vancouver.
sad that she's not in Phoenix anymore or Scottsdale.
Yeah.
She just maintains
Where
a residence.
you're
here.
sad that you don't go down
Residency?
as enough. It's
Right.
Like that,
yes.
yeah.
So now imagine being a hockey player who has the ability to just go live there.
Yeah.
Of course, you're going to take that chance for some.
Yeah. So I don't know. He doesn't hate Edmonton. It's just more, there's a preference to stay.
It's
He's American too, isn't he?
no, yeah, he's from Minnesota.
So Americans like to stay in
Yeah.
America.
Bellezy, you played in American cities for American teams and Canadian teams. It honestly, less pressure, better climate. Taxes are generally better than playing in Canadian markets. It's just so much easier, and guys have more fun playing in American cities. It's, I love Canada. It's my country. I love Edmonton. It's my hometown. But like I've talked to players all the time, and you're just like, yeah, I get it. They can live in Scottsdale.
Mm-hmm.
Not,
Well,
not anymore.
Or
Not anymore,
I
though.
mean,
Yeah.
St. Albert's pretty sweet, but Scottsdale, hey, like it's
yeah,
it's
I guess
that
they can
simple.
because Scottsdale is coming back.
It actually is,
Yeah.
which is crazy. But that you asked me why I that's what I've been told. That's my understanding. Is just better to play in American cities.
Yeah. Yeah.
And quite frankly, having experienced every city in the league, I get it.
Speaking about like pressures with athletes and whatnot, I was also looking at people wearing jerseys and whatnot for the Super Bowl, like whatever team, like, you know, with the semis on the weekend. And didn't seem like anybody cared. Nobody cares. And seems like everybody was rooting against Mahomes. I saw a few Chiefs fans.
You're talking in Scottsdale?
Yeah. Because there's a lot of tourists there, right? So you figure like, you know, be repping some
Well, you're not
teams.
just bringing your jersey to.
I mean,
did you bring your Colts jersey?
I brought my Oilers jersey. I wore it to the NBA game. We played that day.
Thank you,
What?
Bellezy.
What? I dressed it up really nice. It looked awesome.
You're not just like again.
What?
It is a city full of like how many people? Like
Boy.
in Arizona,
6
Instead of
million.
So there's a lot that are just Cards fans because they live in an area. It's not just a city of tourists. It's not like it's just an empty shell and only tourists go to this city. I don't think a lot of people then just bring their jerseys. just because it's AFC NFC Championship.
You know,
weekend.
you'd be surprised. So many Oilers hats. So many Oilers hats. So why can't I wear my Oilers jersey on game day?
Snowbirds going down there,
But
and they're living there
okay.
6 months of the year.
Well, there were
4
actually
months of
all guys that had clubs with them, but okay.
Okay, then it's golf trip.
You didn't wear your Canucks gear?
That's it.
I don't. Like I think
Jamie,
there's no.
come
I
on.
just don't see that. NFL people are just good just because it's an AFC NFC Championship weekend. They're not just going to bring and wear their jerseys.
No.
True enough. But I mean, okay, so I went to sports, what's it called? Barstool Sports there. And it was crazy how people were cheering every time like Josh Allen did something, the Bills did something. And that's the culture there was anybody but the Chiefs, which was refreshing. And you see a few people that look like they were from Kansas that actually look like they're from Kansas.
What's
Fun
that supposed to mean?
Socks with sandals.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what I meant.
Socks with sandals.
Socks with
Martin,
sandals.
Martin,
Excuse
great
me.
text, by the way. I'll really quickly read it.
Sure.
Martin was great, not to interrupt, but this Kansas City look, I know exactly what
Yeah.
it is. I've seen it. Martin says, what do you hate more, ball hockey, socks with sandals, or Miko ranting into the Oilers talk? I wrote all of the above.
That's a good one. That's a very good
Sorry,
one.
all right.
That's a quick
Okay,
multiple
the Kansas
choice,
City
yeah.
people.
The Sunday's AFC champion game against, well, I don't know why I wrote that. But anyways, it was viewed by 60 million people, the most in AFC.
Are these your notes? Can I see them?
Do you want to see? They're kind of bad today. What?
I'm glad you brought this up.
It's just a fun fact.
Yeah.
Most viewed. Because that's how much people were rooting against the Chiefs.
I
Is
have
that
nothing
because
against the
is that
Chiefs.
because they hate greatness and they
They're-
want to see the
yeah.
fall?
They
of
hate the
greatness?
reffing. And they hate the way that these guys have advanced.
It also is a great football game,
It
and
was
as
a wonderful
Yeah.
football game.
as it happens, more people are sticking around and watching it, and then as new people come, it's staying. So like and then where people are seeing on Twitter, like, what a great game this is, what a back and forth game it is. That this is like that was a fantastic
Some
football
dumb
game
stuff.
as a neutral.
Yeah.
So, but okay, can we get into this talk for just 2 seconds? Do you blame the NFL for wanting the Chiefs to go further?
No,
May I chime in here for a second?
And why? Just before
We know why.
So why? No,
from
but
a
why?
business perspective,
We
there's
know.
a couple of things. One, Mahomes is a great figure to have
Mm-hmm.
go win. Dynasties, people watch dynasties.
Yes.
Much the people are watching
No,
the Golden
not
State.
even the answer I'm looking for.
No, I'm
You
going
know
to
what
get
the
there.
answer
I'm going to
is.
get, and then it's also having T Swift.
100%.
Yes.
So the amount of new eyes
Exactly.
that create
Yes.
money, revenue, like
But it's a multi-factor.
Yeah, 100%.
It's multi-factored.
But yeah, if I'm the NFL, man, I'm doing everything so I can make sure that the Chiefs get there.
But the one argument I could have against that would be if the Bills had gotten there, the amount of people that would want to see the Bills win.
Nobody want to
And-
see the Bills win.
A lot of people because
Who?
Why not?
Name 3.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't
Tommy,
care.
Tommy doesn't care.
I don't care if the
Would you
Bills
care-
win.
cheer for the Bills if they were going up against the Eagles?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
She
I
wears
got 3.
Oiler jerseys to Arizona games. So that doesn't count.
Phoenix Suns
So
What
that's
does that
2.
have? Yeah, it's Phoenix. That
Sorry,
didn't count.
Downtown
It's
Phoenix.
weird. Sorry.
No,
It's
that's in
weird.
downtown.
Oh, sorry, that's my bad.
Downtown
Sorry.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
No, nobody wants
no.
to see the Bills win. The
I
Bills
think-
stink. They're
Guys,
lovable
I
losers.
can't believe
The
you right
fact
now.
that
They're
they haven't been there for so long, the fact that the last time they lost 4 straight Super Bowls,
Big U,
Josh
nobody wants to see
Allen, Haley Steinfeld, you could maybe try to promote her. It's not T Swift level,
It's
obviously,
not at all T Swift level.
but it's a celeb. It is still the Super Bowl. I think the NFL would have succeeded very well. I don't think you would have. I think this might be one of the lower rated Super Bowls we're gonna have now.
I believe you.
I don't.
I don't care.
I think it's going to be one of the highest rated. You know why?
I disagree.
Because now it's 3 Pete. Chief Pete.
But
Nobody
it's also the
cares.
Eagles.
Thank you.
Eagles, exactly. Nobody cares.
Who cares about
either.
nobody cares about the Eagles. All they're going to do is they're going
ratings.
to tune in to watch the Chiefs. And they're going to say, okay, Chiefs, 3 Pete? Yes? Sweet. Or 95% of the people are going to say, Chiefs, 3 Pete? I'm tuning in because I want to watch them lose. So they're going to have better numbers than ever.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the average
Bank it.
viewership.
Mhm.
So last year included a Nickelodeon. It was one of their highest Super Bowls we've seen. It was 121.5 million US, and I'm sticking strictly to the US on this. Fox the year before 114. Before that was 99, 95, 101. They won't reach 120 million. I'll say they won't beat 120 this year. This will be lower rated than last year.
I agree
Sounds
with you.
good.
I actually agree with you.
You got two teams that no one wants to watch. This is the Super Bowl no one wanted.
Exactly.
What
I
was
said
the-
this
what
for
was the
months
first
ago.
Yes, I
point that
agree.
you started with this whole conversation with?
The viewership or the
What was
Taylor?
what
Well,
was the
because
viewership?
60 million,
Okay, and that was the most?
the most in AFC.
Oh, okay.
You also
Yeah.
had the Bills in it.
Just curious. Bills have been there the last couple of years.
Right, but there's a team that people like. So now
The
if you're going to go
Chiefs. And,
if you're
and
going to
then
go
you have
Chiefs,
then you have all of the Swifties tuning in so they can see Swifty for like 3 seconds and then they can scream their heads off. So no, they don't want to see the Bills. And hey, Big Uke and all the other guys, the 5 people in the world that want to see the Bills fans, the Bills
outta
win.
here.
Get
Yeah.
out of here is exactly right.
No, you
get out of
no,
here.
you get out of here.
Nobody
Bellezy-
wants to
Bills
see
are a very lovable
LT
team.
get out
why?
of here.
Guys, Bellezy?
I'm a Dolphins
Okay.
fan, so I got to have
Oh
slander
my
towards
goodness.
the Bills.
Bellezy?
Yeah. Anyway,
I'll
go
let you
ahead.
put your money where your mouth is.
Okay, go ahead.
It could let you off the hook too.
Okay, sure.
I'll go double or nothing
Oh,
on that case of beer you owe me.
oh yeah, I still have that. Damn it.
I'll go double or nothing.
Okay.
This year's Super Bowl
Mhm.
in the U.S.
Yep.
higher than last year or lower than last year? Or how do you want
What
to
are the
word
numbers
this?
from last year?
Okay, let me
120 million.
120 million. So
Oh, and sorry, Kendrick Lamar is halftime. 100% it's going more.
exactly.
Are you kidding me? 100% it's
But
going
I
more.
will say a lot of people are not as excited about Kendrick like they were about Usher last year. I don't know. Usher takes his shirt off and stuff. I don't know.
I didn't watch a single second of that. Okay,
Oh, you want to
according,
see a sack of laundry? That's cool.
according to Wikipedia, which had a Nickelodeon, so I'm going to add the Nickelodeon broadcast, there was 121.5 million viewers. That was the average viewership in the millions. The year before was 114.21, which is the last time these two teams met. The year before that, 99.18. Are they gonna? Do you want to bet higher or lower than last year? There's going to be a dip from last year.
No, higher.
You think it's going to go higher?
Yeah,
So this
because
is going
there's
to be.
some good storylines here. Three-peat.
Would you like double or nothing on
Yeah.
this?
Three-peat. That's one storyline. Saquon Barkley
Double or
in
nothing.
his unbelievable season. That's one. Kendrick Lamar.
So
There's three. There's three.
So-
yeah, 2 cases.
He'd owe me 2 cases, or
Yeah.
nothing's owed after this, since he hasn't paid over a year. So what I'm going, so that was based off Wikipedia. It had it at, but we'll figure out the answer here. But you think it's gonna go? I'll give you push. We'll have a push here. But if it goes higher, you win, and nothing's gonna be exchanged.
Sounds
If
good.
it's lower, I'll get 2 cases of beer in 5 years.
I will pay within a week.
Okay, couple texts.
You do know LT's a Bills fan, right?
Yeah, I know he's chirping right
Okay.
now. This is partly why I went off a little bit more.
We-
And Lucas is texting in too.
We've got
Okay.
Derek, we've got
Yeah.
Renee, we've got Yaremchuk, all Bills
This
fans.
is fully been irked by them.
Couple texts. Bellezy is insane. The Bills are super popular with all neutrals. I don't know anyone happy for a KC/Eagles game. Bills Lions would have been the highest rated Super Bowl, man.
Yeah,
and then here
Bellezy's
comes
lost it.
Lucas over the top. Bill Mafia will be there again next year, whether they win or lose. It's like the Riders and Bombers. Those fans will always be there for the most part. You don't have to work too hard with them, but the Argos, if they can win and bring in new fans there, they would take that. Same thing with Chiefs. The T-Swift fans will go away if they stop showing her or they start losing cash
Thank
in
you.
while they can. Bills are an organic fan base. Chiefs are league created.
Dude, whoever that was,
Lucas.
that guy's smart.
Lucas from Will and the Wolf. Eric's brother.
Is Lucas smart?
Lucas is smart.
Lucas is smart.
Yep. SMRT.
Lucas is smart.
He also writes, I love you, Tom. I love you too, Lucas.
SMRT.
Lucas loves the Rouge. He's okay with that. He's the one that's on
I
my
love
side.
how you
for the-
decide to try to bring
He's-
that back
and I'm
in,
just
hey?
gonna, Lucas is the guy that's on my side when it's
Hey,
the two of you versus Luke
Lucas,
and I. So
good for you, buddy.
I'll see you later tonight, Luke.
There is going to be good numbers for this game.
We have our championship night for our CFL Fantasy Football League, the Dunya, the championship night / a winter AGM.
Did I hear that?
We're going into season 10.
Did I hear that JMO regales you with the story of
We've had
where-
at times he's come and he has retold the story
over
Yes.
a pint, perhaps?
Yes, it was. It's wonderful. We're gonna figure out how we're gonna celebrate such a glorious season, as it is the 10th season of this, the greatest CFL Fantasy Football League, and I will officially be given my championship trophy for the year. So Thank you. Thank you. Round of clicks for me. Oh, intern doesn't want to do it. That's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And the stare down. That's even better too. I love it.
I want to say something before we move on here. Okay. When the Chiefs won,
One.
you know, this just
Okay.
on Sunday, when they won, you know what was on Twitter? It was like the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. You know what the thumbnail was? It was Kelsey and Taylor Swift. Are you kidding me right now? Do you not hate the Chiefs? Come on.
They didn't show T Swift that much in the last game.
Oh, they didn't.
The only
They did
time they
it
actually
like
showed her,
5 times.
Patrick Mahomes. No, they barely showed. Like Patrick
Jeez.
Mahomes ran for a touchdown, and then they showed Taylor Swift. It wasn't even a Travis Kelce thing.
Go away.
barely
And then
was shot.
how dare I get this notification that Kelsey and Taylor Swift smooch after? Oh, gross. Like, why?
Because it's your algorithm.
Why? I
you-
don't search her.
You
I have
literally-
all of her stuff.
You literally searched for tickets of Taylor Swift in
That
Vancouver.
was
Yeah,
a
you
while
did.
ago.
Yeah, well, it's in your algorithm.
This is so good.
That
Wow.
pissed you off. It should be Mahomes and fine. Put Kelsey
This is
played.
exactly why it's going to be one of the highest rated. Because the amount of
I will
people
be
that are
watching.
like this right now that want to lose it and they want to see the demise of the Chiefs
But they don't want the
go
Eagles
for
to win.
history.
Jasmine will be at Century Casino
will.
Sports Bar
She's
and
going to be
Lounge.
My back
punching
turned.
TVs.
With her back turned to every single TV, which is like 80 of them.
That's true.
Yeah.
The game on.
She's going to be punching air halfway through the game.
Yeah. She's going to be playing the ponies.
Oh my god.
Oh, I love it.
Gonna have eye rage. Yeah. Just kidding. Oh my goodness.
Just saying. There's lots of storylines and factors to why
You
it's
know
going
what?
to be
The
high.
Chiefs are gonna win. The whole dynasty thing. It's happening. It's happening. The refs did not rig it this far for it to not happen.
The
Raider
refs didn't rig it.
That was a terrible call. That's
I
fine.
feel
Can I
like
just-
there's a pressure on them, and they defer to the benefit of the doubt is given to the Chiefs. But I don't believe there's a true rigging of this.
And I'm sorry, but who is the guy? Was it Kincaid who had the ball right in his hands?
Dropped it.
And dropped it. That's
Yeah.
that's not on the refs. That's on you couldn't catch the ball.
Maybe Bills fans shouldn't have been ripping Mark Andrews the week prior.
Well, there you go. Oh, as the world turns. So you keep. What are you going to be mad? You're mad at the refs. The refs didn't go to push that thing out. You just didn't catch it.
Oh, I thought you were going to the field goals back in the early 90s. Wide rights, wide lefts.
Yeah, but like, was there some questionable calls? Yeah, you can argue that.
And the issue, though, is why do always the questionable calls go the Chiefs' way? Like in that game, there wasn't that
'Cause it's
questionable
the
call in close ones that went
mother
the Bills' way,
Blanking
right?
Chiefs.
And that's where I don't think the refs are told to go with the Chiefs, make the calls. I don't think that they think we're going to help the Chiefs tonight. But I think in the moment, it's the deferral
Yes.
is. We should probably give this to the Chiefs. They're that, and they just get the deferral, the
Yeah.
benefit of the
Yeah.
doubt from the officials.
So then, okay.
more often. And also, actually, before you go, the other thing in pro football, I think the NFL in the playoffs, they do all-star crews. So these
Oh,
crews
yeah.
don't go work together all year.
They're a
and what
mishmash?
happened? Yeah, and so what happened on the line or the fourth down spot was the guy who had the far side on the camera deferred to the other one because they don't know each other that well. So there was a deferral for some
And there's
reason.
probably a hierarchy too within that.
Yeah,
that-
whereas as
that could
opposed
be.
to if it was just
Yeah.
the same crew,
Yeah.
they have been working 18 games or whatever it was up to that
Yeah.
point together. They would have that familiarity. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, that's your call and stuff. And maybe the NFL should go to the crew gets the game,
Yeah.
not we're going to take the best lines, but no, this is the best crew that we're going to put in.
There needs to be a track, like a chip in the football as well. I don't know how you do it,
The
honestly.
CFL has it.
But exactly like tennis. So if tennis can now tell me exactly the placement of where the ball hit,
Is that a chip in or is that just technology?
well,
I think
it
it's just
doesn't even
technology.
matter. So sure,
Where it's
just
very close. 'Cause I
technology.
think Roger Federer used to get mad in the early parts of it because he's like, this isn't accurate, like 100% accurate. This is just cameras guessing.
Okay,
But even with that,
there has to be a
There
ball
has
in
to
the
be.
NFL or a chip in the NFL ball. The CFL has it, for crying out loud. It's under the laces. Remember, we were hearing the kickers
Oh, yeah,
complaining
right.
about it
Mhm.
at the start of the year. Oh, it affects the ball
you can't
trajectory.
like. I feel like part of it too is that you can't leave it to human error with this. Like you got to be right, and so part of why there's that. Oh well, the Chiefs it's getting rigged. The refs are rigging it for the Chiefs is because now it's human error, and whether you're on that side or this side of the field, and you're deferring, like you mentioned, Maddie, Now it's the human error side where it's like, well, I think it was right there. And that's what they rely on.
$1 billion league, multi-billion-dollar league,
Crazy.
Relies on chains and guys, just old
Legit.
guys, just running
Yeah.
it out and
Legit.
guessing where the ball is. It's
Legit.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Microchips have been in NFL football since 2017, but the accuracy still isn't there to fully rely on technology, apparently.
Okay.
But they need to find it ASAP.
I need to get Smitty of the Well. There was a flag thrown just in case Kincaid caught the ball, and I know there's that conspiracy
Yes.
going. Look, if somebody, I want to see somebody show me a picture that there was a flag on the field.
There was.
Was there a
was,
flag
right?
on the
But
field?
wasn't it
I need to know.
I saw the
Yeah.
flag on the field.
Did you see the flag on the field? Because that's the one thing. Like, I know Jim Nantz said it,
Yeah.
but
They
I
had-
have not seen a picture of the flag on the field for that play. And
Wasn't
that's
it
what I'd like
like-
to see. Because sometimes that could come from just somebody in Jim Nantz's ear. He's a spotter. Doesn't
Yeah.
know where somebody say, I saw the flag. Because what Jim Nantz said was flag on the field, and Romo said, I don't see one.
Didn't they just pick it up?
And then, well, Romo said, I don't see one. And then Jim Nantz said, oh, there isn't a flag. And
Okay,
that's where
well-
I'm going. I would like to see some sort of picture or video that shows there was a flag on the play. Because I know there's that conspiracy that's going out there that there was a flag. And the reason that Jim Nantz said there was a flag, but then it wasn't called, was that if Kincaid called it, they were going to maybe call it back.
Yeah.
So does anyone have a picture of it? Beyond Jim
Aiden
Nantz saying
O'Neill
it.
said that Bill's radio broadcast said flag on the field too.
But there might be some sort of like something on the sideline where it was thrown up and they both got it or something. That's the thing.
I could have
show
sworn
me a
I saw a
picture.
flag on the field. And I saw in the little right-hand corner
Yeah.
with the yellow flag lit up, like,
Yeah, okay, but that's, again, that
Yeah,
could be
anyway.
the same mistake from the same person, that there's someone on the sideline
Yeah.
who's giving the information to the broadcast booths that has said, oh, there's a flag, and they got that wrong. And that's where like, it's
tough.
all in the thing. That's why the graphic person put the flag up. That's why Jim Nantz said it. That's why the Bills broadcast said it. But Tony Romo, he also then said, I didn't see one. He didn't see one on that field. And even
they-
Nantz says,
yeah.
I believe there's a flag or something along those lines,
Yeah.
or I'm told there's a flag or something. He didn't say, I see a flag. And we
Fair
didn't
enough.
see the camera zoom in on that flag or something. And usually if you're picking up the flag, the refs come out and say, we're picking up the flag.
Yeah, fair enough. I could have swore I saw one, but I also wasn't that coherent.
Really? On a Sunday night?
Did you get into one that night?
No, not really.
Oh,
Well, it sounds like you were not coherent. If you're not coherent.
Wasn't that coherent. Keywords.
60%.
Don't say
No,
anything.
go ahead. Yeah,
Quiet.
let it
See,
go.
people
Let
are.
it go.
May I?
Let
Can I tee you
it
up?
Go. Let
Can
it
I-
go.
I'm
I just
gonna
want
tee
this
you.
to be over with.
Let's wind her up a little bit more.
Yeah,
Jeffy says,
Let's get her going.
I think Jasmine needs to talk to her therapist about her absolute insane jealousy of T Swift. No one should care this much. And then another one says Jasmine's algorithm just sends links of Taylor Swift and the Vancouver Canucks.
Because she's a Swiftie.
Yeah.
She wanted to go to see the concert.
Yeah,
She
I know.
did.
So she's just hating on herself for being a Swiftie.
Why do that to yourself, Jasmine?
Let's go talk about the game. So I didn't even care near the end. Like, I'm like, the Chiefs are going to win this regardless.
Is this really what you want to talk
Yeah.
about? No, it's not. I want to hear what you actually have to talk about.
Okay, so
Okay,
did
before
you
you
guys
get to
know-
that,
Let it
okay,
go.
sorry, Corinne, I just want to get the official drink of the EST Hangout, which maybe we could all use
Focus
after
the
this
bear.
show.
Yeah, I know
It
that.
is the Finnish long drink, legend in 1952, a drink unlike any other sparkling refreshment, real liquor. Longdrink.com/Canada is where you can pick up this delicious beverage.
Hey, oh,
Oh, close.
You could go now.
Oh, I was just going to say Valentine's Day is around the corner.
This is not what you want to talk about.
It's in my notes, and I really want to help the nasties. I just want to get this out for all you boyfriends, husbands, wives, whatever. You guys make sure you get reservations now. Start booking them. Places are going to get booked up. So just a quick reminder from your, neighborhood Jasmine as a solid TL. Because I was looking at Galentine stuff.
What do you do for Galentine's? Let me guess.
What you wanted to actually talk about. You were starting to wind up, and I need
No,
it.
I feel
Come
better
on.
now.
Galentine's at Mimi.
Love day. What's that?
Galentine's at Mimi and then dancing at the Bower.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's what we do in Edmonton. But Mimi, yeah. I'll go there.
I just called it.
Yeah, you did.
Dancing
Nice
with
work.
Bauer.
Could I actually found something on the call?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So it went. Jim Nantz went. Kincaid. He just desperately throws it up in the air. Incomplete. Kincaid was right. There was a flag. There's silence. Nantz and Romo. Or Romo eventually says, "I don't see a flag thrown there." Nance says, I'm told there was a flag, and then they go, no flag. Somebody with Jimmy Trania, who's longtime media blogger.
Jimmy Trainer.
He spoke with Jim Nance. And here, so I'm actually, because then this also goes to a little bit of broadcast. So this is what Jim Nance said on Monday, quote, when you have flags on the field that can be thrown in the secondary and the backfield, offensive backfield all over the place. So there's a spotter that works in coordination with the broadcast team. I'm just taking what information is passed along. I'm scanning the field, and for the life of me, I couldn't find a flag. But the graphic is up, and I'm told, which is just part of the chain of communication, I'm just told there's a flag. The first thing you do is when you're told that is scan the field and identify for your own edification. What are they looking at? Where did this take place? I couldn't find it. Interesting enough, now this is end quote, so next part of this story. Kevin Harlan and Devin McCourty calling the game for Westwood One Radio also said there was a flag on the play, with McCourty speculating that it was for the Bills offensive lineman Dion Dawkins taking his helmet off. So when they saw it, they thought it was after Bills player took his helmet off on the field to play.
Which is a penalty.
And that's what it is.
Oh.
He says, I spoke to Harlan as well to get his side of the flag, no flag fiasco. Quote, when I'm doing the games for CBS, the officiating booth in the stadium will tell our truck immediately if there's a flag. Then our producer would tell me flag even before something happens on the screen. We, of course, don't have that luxury doing radio, and we're just so high up. And we're just trying to survive play-by-play because our vantage point is really high, and we're trying to decipher what's going on from this distance. So naturally, when I see it come up on our CBS scoreboard at the bottom of the screen, I said flag. So he saw it on the CBS screen that he also has because they have a bunch of cameras going. There are so many times a flag is thrown in the four corners of the field. You aren't even looking there, but it's thrown 20 yards downfield or 5 yards in the back behind the line of scrimmage. A lot of times you scan it, but a lot of times you don't see it. Even when you're doing TV, you don't see the flag. So I had relied on TV when I'm doing CBS, the official word coming to the officiating booth. Even if I don't see it, I trust the process. So because Kevin Harlan works CBS, he knows how they work. He saw it on the bug. He called it. Jim Nance was told that there was a flag. He didn't see a flag, and that's why this all kind of came up. And I think when people say it was the Bills radio broadcast, they might have been meaning the Westwood One.
Yeah, fair enough.
Broadcast.
Which is the international.
But I would, it'd be tough for them to mess it up that bad. Because they're pretty dialed in every single game.
But I will say with Devin McCourty there, when I heard Jim Nance say flag, I thought maybe it was helmets coming up or celebration too soon by the Chiefs or something.
Could be.
So I could see why then maybe they then saw it was a bill and they went, we're not going to call a bill here if there was a flag.
Yeah.
I will still say, though, that like you have all these people there. There's all sorts of cameras in an NFL broadcast. There's the all 22 cameras, which is shooting. There's 22 different cameras being shot on every single play.
Yep.
I'm assuming we would have seen some sort of still graphic that shows a flag on the field by now.
Fair. Very fair.
It's a
Kincaid
huge
catch the
play,
ball.
big moment in the game, yeah.
There's that part to it.
Catch the ball and then put way more pressure on everybody.
Why did they use the same short yardage play the entire game? Josh Allen was struggling, or like he wasn't struggling with it, but that O-line was struggling with it, and the Chiefs were getting it, and Sean McDermott and Joe Brady didn't go away from it.
Yeah.
They should have come
that's
up with
so
something
true.
different on fourth down.
Yeah, they should have.
There you go. It ain't the refs.
Well, they didn't help.
What else you got in your
It's like
notes?
stirring the pot.
Well, I was gonna just throw some stuff at you because the indoor golf league is getting some momentum after the close match with Tiger. Thought you'd be happy about that.
Tiger and Rory, they went at it, went to overtime. I personally still wasn't, like, I know a lot of other people loved it. There's still something, like, I needed to see replays of shots. They didn't show me that type of stuff still.
Or some women, because I keep calling TGL Sausage Fest. It's guys everywhere. In the stand.
You were just in Scottsdale. Jupiter's the same way.
CJ and Ashley. Those are my girls. Holler at your girl. Okay. Yeah, okay, so you were.
I watched it. It's turning to me to background TV.
Yeah.
I will have it on. I will do other things.
That's what
I
I
will
did.
have it on. I'm not going to sit down and be invested in this. It's not getting me. Even this great week, for me, it couldn't get me.
How are they doing the bunkers around the greens?
They have sand.
I know they have sand, but like the placement. Oh, okay, it can rotate. I gotta.
The green turns every.
And I know they have
thing.
the risers.
Yeah, it's pretty
I need to
wild.
watch a video on like how the mechanics
Actually,
of it
I got to
works.
see. Kim messed up a bunker shot big time.
So did
which
Adam
led
Scott.
to the playoff, and then he almost chipped in for the win. But they don't mess up in the bunker.
Well, Adam Scott
the-
was just on the edge of the bunker. Really
I know.
awkward
So there
lie.
must be something a little bit different with this term, like bunkers that they play with on the tour, because golfers love playing in the bunker. Those PGA players, they're so good at it. It's better than they like it better than the rough. Some of them by the green.
You get a good feel for it. I'm enjoying tomorrow golf league. Like background noise for sure, but it is neat. I think it has some staying power. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great point.
No,
Brendan.
not to me. For some of us, like Josh
Oh.
Clausen, like I would say, like
Oh, yeah, he like pauses it.
You are correct.
And, like, yeah.
it's a great napping sport.
Josh
But I
is
like
leaving,
sitting
isn't
in and watching my golf.
Josh
Like I
is
will
leaving?
watch an entire tournament.
on vacation?
Like they're like
Oh
the
yeah,
final
he's in stand
pairings, and I could just zone in on it. And I'm not on my phone. I'm not doing other
he? The other
things.
guy.
Yeah.
No, even I'll be all in on the Pebble Beach this weekend.
Neymar, did you hear this? Neymar's Saudi club terminated his contract and he's going back to Brazil.
He played like 4 games in Saudi. Took his money and ran.
Uh,
He's kind of that player.
Why are you firing shots at Neymar like that? He was hurt. He literally got hurt out there. What is this? What are you firing shots at Neymar for?
Neymar's a really good player,
He's a great player.
but don't act like he hasn't been a baby.
Oh, he absolutely has been a baby.
What are you talking about?
He's been
the
like
hangout has been just all of us
He's
being
been-
babies.
But he's won championships.
I've enjoyed this hangout.
with Barca.
Yeah, but he's still a baby.
Yeah, but he's fun to watch.
You
and
walk like a duck.
I'm just saying, like I don't know why you like why you're firing shots at Neymar.
I'm
like
not
that.
even throwing shots. I'm just stating a fact.
And it's like who cares about the Saudi league? Go
You
take your
quack
money
like a
and run.
duck.
Go take your money and run.
You swim like a duck. What are you?
A fish.
Exactly. There it is.
Champions League this week. It's the last round before playoff round. Man City has a chance to win and advance.
Well, they're in a bad spot. It's not that they have a chance. It's actually the flip side. They haven't qualified yet, which is embarrassing from their perspective. Champions League, they got a new format, and same with Europa League. It's today. They're all playing at the same time. There are how many games in soccer all kicking off at 1 o'clock today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 games all kicking off at 1 o'clock today across Europe. It's actually, that's a cool part of this format, is that they're all just happening at once, and we'll see how all the positioning is. Right now, as of this moment, Man City is not qualified. So they will ultimately qualify today, probably, just with the way who the other teams are playing. But in this position, they shouldn't be in this position. And they are.
Agreed.
Poor Tommy.
Eric's liver. Oh, actually, who's Alistair Johnson, Celtic, Canadian, without going up against Aston Villa. We've got Alphonso Davies and Bayern Munich, although Davies is out for a few weeks here with hammy. What did he have? I forgot. Bratislava. And there's one. Where's Lille? Lille, Feyenoord. They were home, and that's Jonathan David. So 3 Canadians in action.
Is Jonathan David going to get that big contract somewhere else, or is he just going to stay in Lille? 'Cause
He's a free agent.
yeah.
So it seems like this is the summer to move, but it's like been like the last 3 summers. Like this is the summer he's
Right.
moving, and he's still at Lille. So I don't know. He needs to move.
So there's that.
Is that all you had for the Champions League? You just threw out that nugget?
Yeah.
Without any actual...
For the
without
soccer
like
people.
a conversation or anything like that?
I think, Bellezy likes it too, right?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just trying to please everybody, all right?
It's very nice of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See? I'm not crazy.
Nobody said you're crazy.
You were thinking it.
No.
If you have to say out loud, I'm not crazy. Just gonna leave it at that.
Dowdy is out. He's skating.
He's back.
Yeah, he's probably going to play for Team Canada, hey?
We'll see.
You heard it. Jazzy said it.
Jazzy's calling it.
Jazzy's
I
calling
like
it.
the
Chingy.
Chingy. Yeah, I like the Uyghur idea. I think he would be
Uyghur's
at-
good.
Mhm.
Uyghur's really good. I think that would be a good one. Does he skate well enough though?
Sure. It's the Four Nations. It's
Yeah.
a glorified all-star game.
Well, that's kind of why I was asking that question, because there's gonna be a lot of speed on the ice.
Yeah.
So I'm like, does he skate that well? Well, that doesn't really matter. He's pretty good.
He's good.
He's good.
There's options there.
Yeah.
Big
Dougie Hamilton.
Maybe.
Big CFL fantasy news. The Memphis Mad Dogs have changed their Twitter cover picture. It has a picture of Birmingham Stadium.
Oh my.
That's breaking news.
is
And the link
earth-shattering.
goes to the Birmingham Wikipedia page. Are the Memphis Mad Dogs on a relocation?
Can we get
Stay tuned to @thedunya on Twitter
EST
tonight.
alert sound?
We should create one.
We should, because then when you have those situations
is
pop
big.
up, you have your little
It's
whatever that looks like.
the only CFL fantasy or the Dunya team that has never won a championship. They are relocating. The last time there's been one relocation in the history of the Dunya, it was the Las Vegas Posses moved to the Shreveport to play the Pirates, and they won the next year.
Wow.
So Memphis Mad Dog, maybe no more in the Dunya. We will find out later tnight.
Let's get to the bottom of this.
Exciting right here.
Baggio, in the meantime, Jasmine wants to please everyone. Spoken like a true Swiftie. LOL. Well played, Baggio.
Dare you?
Well played,
I
Baggio.
love it. Yes, clicks,
No, stop
clicks,
I think I
clicking.
did this one twice.
clicks all
Clicking
Very
around.
good. Very good.
I want to add something to your guys' hot guy, or what do you call it? Attractive man draft.
The
Handsome
most
man
handsome
draft.
man.
Yeah, that's
on
okay.
Friday.
Well, clearly, handsome man draft, so proper. Okay, I want to add Nick Sentino.
Who's this?
So he's this Netflix actor, but he's so fine, and you guys should really add him. He was on Kimmel last night, and I was like, damn, he should be in the draft. He just had a new season of The Recruit.
Would you call him a snack?
Oh, snack and a half. Yeah, he should be added. The other guy that should have been added was Jimmy G, but he sucks. So he's like, but he's just really hot. But
What's Jimmy G's nickname?
GQ.
There's another one. It's like Porn Star G or something like that.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've heard something like
Did you
that.
see
Yeah.
the NFL meme, like when they do the face
Oh yeah,
swap,
you gonna show it?
where they make them into?
I don't.
Yeah.
We won't have
And
time.
they make him into a woman.
Yeah.
That guy.
we won't have time to get to that.
Yeah.
And it's
That
like
guy
how
looks like
many
he's
how
10.
many drinks to make a move on them? And
Yes,
it's like
I've seen that.
Tom
which is
Brady sober,
priceless.
Jimmy G sober. It's
we've-
like
We've got the Lock Shop coming up in a few minutes. Lock Shop Poker Tournament later tonight. We've got the Oil Stream. We got EST Afternoons with Hernan and Gager. We've got the Reed Wilkins Show with Reed and Jay. Bellezy, Jasmine, good seeing you guys.
Been a pleasure.
We don't have time. I'm
I
sorry.
quickly have to. Happy birthday, Buller. Jasmine Buller. She came with the Estes with me. And then happy birthday to my brother Gurjot on February 1st, since I won't be on the show.
all right.
Well, happy birthday to them.
Yeah.
Thanks to everyone for tuning into the EST Hangout live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Sentinel Storage. On behalf of Bellezy, Jasmine, Tommy, and Brendan, I am Matt. Thanks for tuning into the EST Hangout. Lock Shop coming up in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First time guest, long time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here. Joining us today,